Hello, 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 everybody. What is up, Roku? What's up, Pixel Phantom? And what is up, Kilos? Congratulations on first, second, and third, respectively. Bollocks! Okay, hold on. I'm gonna go a bit exotic with this one. Cojones. There you go. Dicks? Okay, we wrong body part. How are we all doing? Dude, I'm still a little sick. Less congested though, so it's better. Still a little bit fucky though. CBT? Closed beta test? Didn't know you were a gamer like that. Hell yeah. Also, thank you for the 15 stream streak, Pixel Phantom, and for the 80 stream streak, Roku. Cox alpha testing? The alpha? How's everybody's Friday been? There you go. I was like, what day is it today? Oh yeah, by the way, I beat Resident Evil 9 for the second time. Definitely a good game. I'm gonna be real. As much as people like dislike well, some people seem to dislike the Leon segment, or like one part of the Leon segment. I really still like it. Like, I don't know, it's still one of the highlights for my playthrough. A lot of people saying it drags on a while, and I'm like, I'm happy that it does, because it's doing gameplay that I enjoy. Gaming? Hell yeah. What are we gaming? Pocopia's out today. I'm seeing everybody play it. It looks really interesting. If I had lots of spare money, I'd consider buying it and playing it, but as it currently stands, there are other things I'd like to spend my money on. Ergo, for the time being, it will remain as a potential project in the future. Went outside today for the first time in ages and played Pokemon Go. Rare moment when a gamer sees the sun. Outside for 1.5 hours? Damn. Might as well have gone camping. Jeez. I had 2 PS2 games called Urban Rain and Beatdown Fists of Vengeance. I think I've heard of Beatdown, actually. I've never played it, but it's a game that I have heard of. The last one has a dude named Raven trying to do a Brit accent, so though even I thought it was forced. Or Australian. Do Australians say shite? Shite! Honestly, you say it in the UK. I'm gonna be real. I hear more Irish people say shite. That the most terms, like the most instances where I've heard somebody say shite, unironically, it's been an Irish individual. I'm being honest. Though it is definitely like something that is commonly associated with the UK. I don't think Australians say shite, though I might be wrong. Truth be told, I don't know many Australians. I think I knew one Australian person. Not super well, though. I knew a couple of New Zealanders. Only briefly, though. I think I knew like two or so in 1 or 2 years back in school. We check the cutscene. Dude, my body is still a little bit oof, but like we're fine. We're gonna be doing the new Genshin stuff. Varka is present, among with other people, so it's pretty exciting. Apparently, there's a new Varka cutscene with it, or some shit like that. Should I say some shite like that? So yeah, hold on. Wow. There's also a trailer I wanted to watch. Do you guys see the new Echoes of Aincrad trailer? I've heard it drop, but I never actually watched it myself, so I'm kind of curious. I'm kind of curious. $140.
What the fuck happened here?
Maybe they heard you were coming and couldn't bear to look at your ugly face.
Guys, we're surrounded.
What the hell are you talking about?
Our family? Why are they here?
Over there! Get him!
Go to hell!
Why do you trust me with such an important mission? For all you know, I'm the traitor here.
Oh.
Simple. I've never really liked you. You're a brainless thug. A wild dog thirsty for blood.
How you like these?
Well, this guy, I'm fairly certain he's Irish, actually.
And kill anyone who stands in your way.
I know what I have to do. Don't worry, This mission's no problem.
Kill them. What? This sounds like family business to me.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain he's supposed.
Than some faceless assassin.
I did everything just the way you taught me. If somebody did follow me,
Is that his only voice lines? I need to listen to it a bit more, but I'm fairly certain he's supposed to be Irish. What's the character's name? Let me see, IMDb. Raven, let me see here. Uncredited. Okay. There's probably more. Okay. So the VA is American. He actually voices Spike Spiegel from Cowboy Bebop. That's kind of cool, actually. Damn, he voices Ares in God of War as well. In God of War, Ghost of Sparta, and Sparta. Yeah, Ghost of Sparta is a sudden crossover with Devil May Cry. Ghost of Sparta and Ascension. He voices Ares. That's pretty cool. But yeah, I from that brief snippet, I actually am willing to say it might be an attempted Irish accent. Beat down, Fists of Vengeance, Raven, because maybe there is actual information on what a terrible wiki. Okay, looks like there's not much on him. Right. There's not much on him. But yeah. Dude, his fucking Ah! What a crazy thing. Okay, so yeah, this is his entire wiki page on the fandom wiki. Offensive. Good offensive moves. Defensive. Nothing. Trivia. Due to mixed reviews of beatdown misaventures, it is unlikely. Well, that's some weird trivia to put in. Ah. That's kind of goofy. But yeah, from the brief snippets that I heard, the character does sound like he's supposed to be Irish. Now, if that's true or not, or if that's intentional or not, I don't know. But combining the fact that he says shite, and some of the voice lines that I've heard, I wouldn't be surprised if that's supposed to be Irish. Which in fact is definitely not British. There's a mistake you do not want to make. Beatdown is a tad jank. What the hell? Okay. Let's go watch Echoes of Aincrad because I'm kind of curious about this. It's a 1 minute 48 trailer. Let's take a look.
Aincrad is in danger. Equilibrium will be lost, and the resurrection of the god of death grows near.
Attention,
What the fuck?
players.
Oh,
I
shit!
welcome you to my world.
Destroy the core of life and save this world, for if not, death will come for us all.
A new game has begun. What the hell? Has any of you seen Scanner?
Together.
Right.
Only the skilled will survive.
I'm not gonna let you get away with this.
Oh shit. Echoes of Aincrad. Sword Art Online. Risk your reality. Announcing new VR version. Later this year. So I'm really curious about this. Question is, how are they gonna do that? Like, how much of a game is this actually gonna be? Because I saw that they would like teasing this for a while. Oh look, Marathon is available. I wonder how long that will last. 40 euros. Wow. Echoes of Aincrad. It's 70 euros. This is a big full price game. Let me see some of the screenshots, shall we? Okay. Okay. Okay, so you have a bit of customization here, actually. Forearm width. I wonder how far that actually goes. Okay, it looks pretty okay. There he is. Huh! It's you! Fucking Asuna, just chilling. I think this could either be a good game or a garbage game. It's gonna entirely depend on how they do it. Explore with right. Okay, so it's spin to the floating castle of Aincrad, a world of breathtaking beauty and danger where every battle could be your last. Enter a mysterious, vibrant world and shape your fate. Create your hero, choose your gear, and master combat through your special skills and reflexes. Now, if that's a dynamic system, that there's like a lot of different things you can unlock, that's actually pretty cool. But we'll see how rigid or how flexible the system is. Build synergy with the partner of your choice. Okay. So are there set NPCs that you can partner together with? Level up and unlock powerful abilities as your horizon expands with every victory. Will you rise and claim your destiny or fall to foes stronger than you imagined? This is not just a game, it's a battle for survival. Take up your weapon, shape your legend, and enter an adventure to risk your reality. Okay, but is big sword available? Like, I saw some swords in there. Hold on, I don't remember though. Is there like a big sword? Because I might need a big sword. I see a big axe, so big sword might be a possibility. Forge your hero. Live this JRPG adventure. Okay, so it is a JRPG. I wonder how in-depth it will be. As yourself by designing and customizing your own avatar to create a hero that reflects your vision. This is your identity, your legend, and your chance to leave a mark on a world where survival is everything. Be really funny if you like fully like spend an hour customizing a character, and then that scene happens, and you get put in the mirror, and you just become Mr. Generic anime character #1. That would be That could potentially be a really funny thing to do. It would be very frustrating, but it would be very funny. Or worse, Kirito, who do you think Mr. Generic anime character number 1 is? Define your progression. Shape your adventure and determine your fate by adapting your equipment and weapons. Statistics? It's always weird seeing somebody full word stats into statistics. I understand that stats mean statistics, but video game wise, whenever somebody calls it statistics, it feels wrong. And being number 1 is too high on the totem pole. Well, it's not a totem pole. It's the design choices. He'd be the first normal design choice. He is literally medium-sized, black hair, black eyes, with short haircut, medium short haircut anime character. He is as basic as a design it gets, hence design number 1, because it's like the literal base design, you know what I mean? The most standard of all standard designs. If you think the most generic anime character possible, you think Kirito. Sorry, Kirito. But, like, you really are just the most normie looking entity in existence. Okay. Sorry, I got derailed here. Determine your fate by adapting your, oh, you meant it was so generic? I was like, preset 17. Yeah, no, it was like, if you go into a game, like a JRPG character creator game, and have everything set to its default positioning, you'll get Kirito, basically, is what I meant. Okay. Adapting equipment, weapon statistics, partner, and special skills to reflect your favor of speed, intelligence, or endurance. Okay, is it only those 3? Gather more strength as you level up. Growth is essential for your survival. Deepen the synergy with your partner. Adapt their tactics and build to create a team dynamic that turns everything into a triumph. Be real. How much you want to bet that one of like the hard to get skills is gonna be like dual wielding or some shit? You know? Or do you think they're gonna make dual wielding like something that you can't get because Kirito exists and they want to keep the canon going? Or do you think that there will be like an actual like late game hard challenge you can do to get dual wielding? Explore a thriving world. Wander across the diverse cities and journey through stunning environments, from serene plains to perilous dungeons filled with secrets. Complete quests, hunt rare treasures, and challenge formidable foes in real-time action combat. The map extends as your story unfolds, revealing new areas and dangers at every turn. Mature description. Oh shit, okay. This game contains blood, violence, references to alcohol, and use of language. Well, alright. July, huh? It's being made by Game Studio Inc. Wait, is it? Or was that just a default name for them if they don't know who made something? Hey, number 1 streamer, what's up? Ugh. What's up, Jamie? How you doing? You know what the setup here is? It isn't just, you're someone running around in Kirito's story. At least doesn't feel that way. Yeah, it feels like you're just doing, like, you are another player in Sword Art Online. So I'm curious to see. Oh yeah, for context, Jamie, there's a Sword Art Online game that they announced called Echoes of Aincrad, which you can build your own character and go for it, I guess. I don't know. We'll have to see. Did you get the link? I see it. Hold on. How long is this? Urban Rain. Is this another fighting game? Another beat 'em up?
Nobody's innocent.
Okay.
Justice? It's an illusion. Uncertainty is the only sure thing. Uncertainty creates fear, and fear creates money.
And nobody's allowed to have hair, apparently.
Green Harbor. Just another urban labyrinth. The El Dorado. Full of fear to cash in on. Gangs rush in to get their hands on.
That's some of the longest hair I've seen in the trailer so far.
But those days are over now. My name is Brad Hawk. I'm a professional.
Right.
Everything's my way. I answer to no one.
I was dying laughing when I heard that name. Yeah. Incredible, eh? Check out the trailer. Yeah, if you haven't already. Echoes of Aincrad.
Guys feel me.
Urban Rain.
Loathe me. That's who I am.
You ever see like a trailer for a game and I fully understand why this never took off? Wait, Steve Blum voices in this game as well. This guy just was like, oh, you're making a random, like, beat 'em up for the PS2? I'm in. Will Yuki be like Cortana? Yuki seems to be not involved. Like I said, it's a make your own character. It's like a JRPG. How'd you figure it never took off? I don't know. It's it is kind of funny. Ugh. Oh, anyway. Oh, let me. There you go. Had to mute myself while I make gross sounds. Oh man. But no, it looks cool. The Echoes of Aincrad game. It depends on like how much they do, right, with the game. That'll determine how good it is. How like how much effort they put into it. Time to Bofuri SAO, yeah. I'm curious. Because, yeah, I feel like it's always so easy to like be like, hey, game based on the popular anime, yippee! And then just make it a steaming pile of shit. Urban Rain is Yakuza combat on a crack cocaine, by the way. Even on normal, it's like, you like pairing? Good luck, you have 3 frames to do it on most attacks and boss fights. Good grief. That's wild. Dude, there's a screenshot that somebody made in Resident Evil Requiem. in the orphanage. And what it showed was some of the blocks on the floor. And give me a sec. It's like, you know, those number blocks / letter blocks. And it was like, people were like, yo, those are the next Resident Evil games coming. Because one of them was a V. So people are being like, Code Veronica remake. One of them was a 1. And one of them was seemingly an N. But people were like, oh no, that's not an N. That's a Z. And it's flipped over for 0. So suddenly there's like a cope going around that those 3 games are getting remakes next. Fuck 'em, RE remakes? That's your hot take? I mean, that's your take. There are certain Resident Evil games that I feel like I'm probably not going to play unless they get a remake. Hate that as much as you want. I think that's the majority of people nowadays. And I think if I were Capcom, there's plenty of games that I see that's the pathway that people will think on. I imagine that certain games, like mainline Resident Evil games, do take a long time to make. And I think it is likely other... I think it's likely different parts of dev teams that will work on different projects. Not everything should be welcoming. You want to do it or not? I don't get that take. I don't understand that. That not everything should be welcoming. What does that mean? When Resident Evil Cyberpunk? Good grief. Hold on. Take down the virus in the mainframe. Sky, that's just Cyberpunk. They do that anyway. Let's see here. How old is Resident Evil Code Veronica? If you don't feel like trying it, there's no reason you need to. Why twist it into something different just so more people can give this a shot? How genuine is the experience even? Far more genuine than you're giving off. That's a take I heavily disagree with. If you get a game like, for example, Code Veronica, released in 2000, that game is 26 years old, for example. Clearly, there are a lot of people who are super gatekeepy about, like, the experience, saying, ah, you play that and nothing else. But, like, game is old, so I think there's a lot to be gained from having a game that was very limited by what games could be at the time. And then going back at it with modern day technology and being able to represent what you want to do. Not only that, there's plenty of games where, okay, you're not gonna like this, but not everybody enjoys the controls of a lot of older Resident Evil games. Now, should that be a reason as to not play the game? That's for the individual to decide. However, I think it is almost a bit, I don't know, to say that, well, then don't play it, feels a bit, I don't know, pointless. Like, there's a lot of story experiences that some people want to fully do, but if you don't like the gameplay, especially if it's dated, because it is like a lot of these things. As somebody, I played the remake of Resident Evil 1, right? Which to many people is like the perfect remake. I've heard you say that as well. For me, I vastly prefer modern day Resident Evil. Like, a lot. And I think the majority of people do too. The reality is, why are you against a remake being made? What do you lose? What do you lose from a remake being made? Genuinely, you don't lose anything. The OG game still exists. Now, though technically, okay, so I will wait. Hold on. Do the OG still exist on Steam? Resident Evil 4 still exists. Revelations 2 exists, but that's a newer game. Okay, they started keeping the OGs since 4. Because that I understand that was a bit of a blunder in itself, but I don't see, like, I don't know, so many people take it as a personal offense. Put it down, refund it, and go do something else? I don't see, like, I feel like, I don't know, it seems like a lot of people, I've seen this take sometimes, but I can never understand it. I want you to help me understand. Because it seems like you are against a remake being made. By what you're explaining, you should be neutral on it. No? What do you lose from, like, you know, them being like, hey, 2028 version of Code Veronica, or something like that? Like, genuinely, what do you lose from it? I understand not being hyped for it, personally, right? I understand being like, yeah, it's not for me. But, like, for the amount of people that I see that are so deeply against it, I don't understand. Is it so, like, to me, it seems like there's a lot of people that want to just keep this elite status of, I played the original. The original is better. Which I feel like is a pointless thing anyway. People like what... People will like different experiences. It doesn't make something better or worse. Heard a comparison the other day, like, you like this pizza a lot back in the 90s. Nowadays, you can't have more pizza like that one, but you can reheat the 30-year-old pizza you like. I think that is a pointless analogy. I think it is more of a... I think that is a really weird analogy, because it's a different... It's a different pizza. Especially with remakes. If you want to go by that thing. A remaster is a reheated pizza, for sure. But that's not what they're doing. That's not what they did with 2. 3 was a misstep. 4 definitely is one of the best performing... Or, like, the 4 remake is one of the highest rating Resident Evil games. Straight up. Four's remake is, even by, like, genuine Resident Evil fans that I've seen that have played every game in the series, the remake is considered among the absolute best of the series. Nougat's history and remake it. As in, you mean previous games? To be fair, they seem to have stopped doing that. At least with 4. 4 OG still exists, so I assume that they're going to stop doing that as well. I do agree. I do agree that they shouldn't delete the other variations of the game. Absolutely. But I don't think that takes away from the idea of just a new version of a game that people can enjoy. Especially if they're well done, like 4 was. Or 2, for that matter, as well. 3 is a sore spot because 3 was definitely not that great in comparison to the original, as I've heard. I haven't played the original 3, but everything I fully understand and I'm willing to agree, just based off of the missing content that I've heard about. But like, I feel like it feels like we can't have anything fun anymore when people are like, no remakes. It's like, why not? I like the new style. I would love to play some of the older games' story and play it in the new style. I don't have a lot of fun with a lot of the OG style. Just because it's not my style. I said this when I played through Resident Evil 1. It's a fun game. It's a cool experience. I, at max, will play through it maybe one more time in my lifetime. So I'm not necessarily very big on it. However, I really do enjoy the style of the new Resident Evil games and the remakes and stuff. Therefore, I would be personally very happy if the games that I personally are not my gameplay cup of tea, but story-wise and atmospheric and you know, narrative relevance-wise, are made with, you know, from the ground up, bringing some of the visions to life in modern day technology. I'm super down with that personally. I don't see other, you know, GOG owners went to talk with Capcom's upper management and putting argument 3 on GOG, and they were met with confusion in the line. Why would people want to play those? They have remakes and it's a superior experience. And I get why that would piss you off, but I feel like I think it's having something like that make you angry at all remakes, as it feels like I don't know, the explanation, it feels like that is, it feels like you're taking the anger of that comment out on the actual games themselves, which, you know. Yeah, I'm fun with tank control sticks camera. That's fine. More power to you. Why they don't make a new IP with a combat system that you like? Why abandon it for RE? What? I love Resident Evil. I love the story. I love the narrative. What? I don't get you. Are you saying that I just shouldn't play Resident Evil then? Oh, you love the story, but the gameplay style is not for you because of the controls? Well, you can fuck off. What? I don't know. It's kind of a bad take, IMO. Unless I'm misunderstanding. That's really weird to me. I'm not gonna lie. I want to play it because I like Resident Evil. That's why I played 1. I like Resident Evil. I want to see more of it. I'm not a fan of the gameplay, massively so. I don't hate it, but it's not something that I will like. Why stop iterating on fixed camera angles plus tag controls for another system completely? Why not make a new IP with it? Because I mean, the answer, we both know the answer to that, but you won't like it. The real answer to that question, as I've seen, is that there is a vocal minority online that really likes it, which is the old gen and some new people. But for the broader gaming space, a lot of people really don't enjoy it. Is the answer. Because it's not a good answer. It's not a bad answer either. It's just a fact, I feel like. How many popular like tank control stationary cam games have come out recently? I'm genuinely curious though. This is not a rhetorical question. But yeah, no, the reason why I feel quite strongly on me not like agreeing with your take there is because it feels like to me then that people like you online, not saying that you specifically, but I've seen a lot of comments online say that people like me who like the newer style of Resident Evil should not be like, you know, I should not play Resident Evil. I am the reason why they personally don't like Resident Evil or something like that now. And I feel like that's such a random take. It happens as well with Final Fantasy. There's a lot of people who, like, I don't know, get really self-righteous about this kind of stuff. I'm not allowed to like an IP because I am into some of the newer products. And I prefer them to some of the older products. Ergo, I'm a fake fan and I shouldn't be playing the game. What? Isabella, if you need to make a new game system entirely to sell your series to another audience that didn't gel with previous system, why stop playing slap Resident Evil on it? New system, new IP? Because it's not about the gameplay, it's about the story. It's about the wider narrative of the world. That's what it's been about, no? I feel like, especially Resident Evil, you had a lot of very varied games all relating to horror and survival of monsters around you. The controls themselves have changed dramatically multiple times even before modern day Resident Evil. The controls aren't what made Resident Evil. It is the environment, story, and well, zombies. No? I was saying you should not play it. I'm saying that you don't need to be forced to play the old games if you don't like the old games. And that's perfectly fine. But why is it a bad thing if I get excited for a potential remake of an old game in a style that I am much more likely to interact with? Why is that a bad thing? Should I be permanently locked from the narratives of the old games by... And that is supported by tank controls, fixed camera. In your opinion. Okay. Hands up. That's an opinion. That's not a fact. I felt very much the same atmospherically playing 1 as I did with a lot of the other Resident Evils that I've played. Especially 2. The remake for 2. In fact, Requiem brought me a lot of Resident Evil 1 vibes, especially. Build the no, okay, genuinely it is your opinion. They are a part of the atmosphere for you. For me, it doesn't do too much. Other than certain scares. By the camera flicking over and then boom, there's an enemy there. But that was never a major component in my time playing through it. Like, genuinely. I'm not trying to like have a gotcha or anything or like anything like that. For me, that was a very minor part of the game, which is why I say it's an opinion, not by saying you're wrong for that. I'm saying that that is a perspective that some people have. It is not a universal truth that is equal for everyone. Is what I mean with that. Because to me, the fixed camera was a cool niche little thing, but it wasn't what made the game for me. It was a small component of a much wider thing. What really made Resident Evil 1 for me was inventory management, which has its pros and cons. I remember I complained a lot while playing through it. Resource management of what you have, be it ink ribbons, ammo, gasoline. Making sure to double check certain things for puzzles, which, to be fair, Requiem didn't have as many puzzles. That's a personal annoyance with the game. I kind of would have liked more puzzles. And more importantly, knowing what enemies to fight and what enemies to not fight. What enemies to completely dispose of, and which enemies to kind of leave because I don't need to go through there. That's what made Resident Evil 1 for me. Genuinely. The fixed camera played a role, but it never felt like it was the center of the game for me. Is the game director literally pointing your attention where they need to be? How does that not build atmosphere? Every corner you don't see builds your anxiety. There a monster over there or not type stuff? Well, I get that anyway. Like, okay. Is there a monster over there or not? Is still for me a part of current day Resident Evil. Especially when it's like, is there a monster around the corner or not? Is there a monster that's about to come out of, like, burst out of a door that I'm walking by? Is that sound that I'm hearing something that I need to be worried about? Is there a zombie in the locker that's about to fall on top of me? These are all like kind of components that are differently. It's the same thing done in a different way. I completely understand where you're coming from because you prefer the old way of doing it. I'm just saying that it's not a universal truth that it is the quote-unquote better way of doing things. It is a way of doing things. Whether it's better or not, it relies purely on opinion. And that's not... Opinion does not mean it's incorrect. It just means that it is a truth for you as an individual. And you can't put that on someone else. If somebody else agrees with you, that's fucking awesome. Because that also means that you have a point of connection there. And that there is a relatability between the two issues, the two individuals. However, if I see it one way and you see it another way, that doesn't make one of us wrong. That just means we have a different perspective on stuff. Specifically regarding to that. And I understand that it sucks, especially when it seems like the game developers prefer the other perspective compared to what you have. And I get that. However, there are a lot of people online that actively hate on anybody who does like the new system because they feel like everybody else is responsible for a separate game. The experience was that. Okay, and I'm trying to say that experience was that for you. For me, that's not that was never a main component of Resident Evil 1 when I played through it. Is what I'm trying to say. Believe it or not. For me, it was a component to the game. It was not the main component when I was playing it, at least in my mind. The main component for me was limited resources, alongside the pick and choose your fight methodology of the game. There are certain instances where I wanted to fight through something. There are certain instances when I wanted to play more strategically and save my resources. That's what I'm trying to say. The focus depends on the individual. of what the game is about. To you, the tank controls and atmosphere that it provided with the individual stationary cams on the screen and whatnot was for you what was the founding principle of the game for you, at least. To me, when I played through 1 remake, which does have those controls and stuff, that was a thing I noticed, but it was never a part of the game that I really... it, to me, wasn't that ingrained. At least in my, playthrough of it. Granted, that's because I had... me having knowledge of future games might have affected that, but for me... See, okay. To me, this is what I'm trying to say, Azure. To me, flip the sentence that you just had around, and that's what it was to me. Well, no, sorry. Fixed cameras and tank controls added to resource management and the pick your fights. It added to... Yeah, sorry. I was wrong. I misread that. My bad. It added to it. But to me, what it added to that wasn't a lot. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, to me, it was something, but it wasn't something that really, like, made the game for me. It was genuinely, like, a passive, oh, right, that's a thing. And then the rest of the game was the rest of the game, you know? I'm just trying to, like, explain that to some people, at least to me, it was a component of the game, but what made me like the game was everything else. And what made the game's foundation to me is not the still cam tank controls, but quite literally everything else that's in the game. Which loops me back to why play Resident Evil? Well, for the world, for the story, for the narrative, for the zombies, for the survival, for the puzzles, for the characters. Whether you want to goon to them or not is your own choice. Though Resident Evil seems intent on making any and everybody goon for at least one character. But do you understand they were part of the experience? Okay, I understand they were a part of the experience. To me, personally, they are not enough of an part of the experience to say that none of the games in the past should be remade again. If you remake a game without that, it's just not RE2, 3, and such. It may be called that. Well, is a game not... Well, if they make the story and the same environment and just don't have... It's still... What would you call the game? Legitimately. What would you call the game then? Let me swap over to Genshin because... that was what the stream today was about. Or is about.
Huh?
Is that enough for my dailies? I think it is.
Add Ash.
For example, like, it would be a remake of a remake. But for example, I would have so much of a good time playing through Resident Evil 1 in the style of how they did like 2 or 4. I could be down with 9 style, but I think the departure from that would be very aggressive. It's like a slider, right? Resident Evil Raccoon City Revisited? I don't know. I don't lead Capcom. Well, that would be an objectively poor decision. No? Because people would be, oh, it's a new game. Oh, no, it's the exact story of, say, 2, right? Oh, it's 2. Okay, maybe they didn't. Oh, no, it's 2 story. It's the same environment. It's the same... What makes a game... the game itself is more than anything the area you play in and the story. I'm not saying they absolutely should not remake the old games. Just make like Re-1 Remake. Is that so hard? Well, the difficult part here is, and I'm not trying to argue that they shouldn't do that out of like personal preference reasons. I just think it wouldn't make as much money. Like, that's the part where I feel like I understand your frustration, but I don't think, you know, it should completely get rid of any future projects that they have that would be like revisiting a game from the past. Because I think, okay, to wrap it back as well, you can still have almost the exact same vision of a game, but have it be through a different lens. I.e., third person, first person, whatever. And that's what I've been trying to say. We should wrap this up, otherwise the whole stream VOD is just going to be debating Resident Evil. But my word on it is, to you, Azure, everything of Resident Evil seems to be focused around tank controls and locked camera positioning. What I'm trying to say is, for me, it's not. Now, this can be an influence of having played other Resident Evil titles first before going back to older ones. But even while I was playing through 1 myself, personally, the controls and locked cam were not the main part of the game for me. And I say this as honestly as I can. To me, playing through Requiem, especially the Grace parts, brought me back to playing through Resident Evil 1. Genuinely. You didn't use tank controls? Oh yeah, I would have not. I would have had a very bad time with tank controls. But like, I will say, like, tank controls is just not it for me personally. But the game played almost identically. It wasn't that much of a difference. Right? I guarantee you it didn't. It didn't? It didn't what?
On me.
Huh? Didn't play, mostly the same, difference was glaring. Okay. I will say, I am the individual who played fucking Devil May Cry 1 and 3 and 4 on mouse and keyboard. And I still love those games. Controls are something that I can overcome if I want to. I could go and play through Resident Evil 1, but for me, controls are a very minimal part of things. They can sweeten a bit of the experience, they can sour it a bit, but I don't think controls like that in a wider game, especially in a style that is not my cup of tea, but I'll play through it anyway. It's not the be-all end-all. The value you put, the map and camera, what? Okay, I'm sorry, I can't see your perspective.
On me.
I feel like it plays almost identically. What happens on screen happens almost the same way. No? I feel like I'm taking fucking crazy pills here. Okay. my honest opinion, it feels to me like you're making a mountain out of a molehill out of a slight difference in controls. I'm saying that respectfully just because that's how it kind of... I'm kind of perceiving some of it right now. I don't want that to diminish your opinion. I'm just saying that it feels to me like actual crazy talk. I cannot see your side of that statement. Like legit, I can't see it. I'm trying to rationalize it internally in my head, but I can't. You experienced multiple times the camera transition that suddenly put you running in a different way, for example? Oh, I mean, yeah. And that was a bit annoying, but brother, I didn't even remember that. Like, to me, when I value the game, I completely put that away. Oftentimes, I do stuff like that because I misinputted and stuff in other games. So to me, that's not a factor of what I put in. I didn't even remember those instances until you reminded me. And even then, I can maybe think of 4 or 5 times that happened. But I got used to it, personally. I may have been quite vocal about it, but that's just because I'm a very vocal person. And I oftentimes use hyperboles.
Here we go. Time for takeoff.
Which is a me thing. I'm quite hyperbolic sometimes about things that aren't that big of a deal. There we go. But yeah, no, like my what I'm trying to say is that for me, that does not change the game
Brace yourself. Think you can get away?
that much. And I'm saying that just because that's not controls aren't something that I value that massively when playing older games. Because I prefer modern style of gameplay controls. And it's something that I've experienced with almost in every like old game. Anytime I play a retro game, my first thought is usually I prefer a lot of newer games. Doesn't mean I can't enjoy the previous ones. But to me, like, a lot of these things end up being very samey in my mind. But yeah, no, like...
Wouldn't gliding be fast?
Yeah, no, the controls weren't... The tank controls and the fixed camera, I think there is maybe something you can say for the fixed camera. Controls are certainly not what made any game ever for me, unless it was a super haptic feedback experience. Something like Sekiro, for example. Let me take a sip, actually. I got a bit of a headache. Dude, me, when I don't get a single good piece of artifacts from farming Varkaset. Play 2 to 3 hours of one remake with tank controls and controller. I don't have a playable controller. Any controllers that I have are really broken and super drifty. We've been through this when we played Devil May Cry 1. In fact, okay, that's kind of an example. You know what? That's a bit of an example that I can use. For me, when I played Devil May Cry 1, with the controller and without a controller, because I did play... For a while, the controller did work before the drift came in full power. And I did play a few hours with the controller. It took me a fucking age to set up, because it was being annoying as well, but... In Devil May Cry 1, it was weird, and the controls weren't my super favorite, swapping over to mouse and keyboard. But once I got used to it, I actually started playing better. And I was having a bit more fun with that.
Be faster?
Now, I understand that a lot of that comes from just me being used to mouse and keyboard. And any instance where I'm allowed to have a mouse and keyboard in my hands while playing a game. Like, you know, I come alive a bit because that's my preferred method of gaming. But like, what do you think will happen if I play Resident Evil 1 remake? Like, be like transparent here. What do you believe I will like? Do you think that I will agree with you after doing that? Is that a genuine like belief, or I'm genuinely curious. Do you think I like if I do it, like something will click in my mind and I will be on your side with that specifically, or do you want me to have a basis for a? You want me to have the your perspective for the argument or something? It was also because it has too much REDNA in it. It doesn't meld good with the faster combat. I did like mouse and I did start playing better on mouse and keyboard, oddly enough. That was a very weird experience because I was like, damn, this is hard. And I whipped out mouse and keyboard and I was like, whoa, this is easy. I just want you to try and see what the experience is. You might come out having it, hating you more. I don't care. Just give an experience a shot. Will my opinion be more valid to you if I do that? Will you respect my opinion? Or do you respect my opinion now? Is a better question. What will your perception of what I'm saying be changed if I do that? Let me catch some crystal flies here before we start the event.
On me.
Because I can gladly like sit down with the Resident Evil 1 and play it on.
On me.
I don't have a controller. I'd need to fucking buy one.
Try to keep up.
Or something. But like, you know, in a hypothetical, if I were to play through Resident Evil 1 remake for a couple of hours with tank controls, and I come out and I'm like, yeah, no, it's my point still stands. Does that change anything of your perspective? OTS? I suck at over the shoulder, right? Yeah, I do prefer over the shoulder.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, okay. Like, cause if I'm gonna like dedicate, cause as I take it from like my perspective, like I have played through 1, streamed through all of it. You were there most of the time. And I enjoyed it. I just, you know, prefer the newer style, and that's like a preference thing. Now, I don't own a controller that works, to my knowledge. I would need to get a new one, unfortunately. So playing a few hours of 1 again with that would be a bit, you know, that would be something that I very much would need to go far on my way to do. To which my question remains, would the outcome of this change something? The times were bad for the camera, it irked me, but when it came to Wii and PC, it clicked. So you want me to play it on mouse and keyboard tank controls? Is that an acceptable outcome for you? That's a lot easier to do than buying a controller. I genuinely don't have any controllers that work. The PlayStation controller that I have doesn't work for half of the games that I play because it's, you know, like a fucking 10-year-old PS4 controller at this point. And my GameCube controller that I have, that is probably not a literal GameCube. Sorry, Nintendo. Doesn't work anymore either after a lot of usage. So I would need to quite literally get a new controller, which I do not have that much money for, unless it is a multi-purpose controller that can work for Switch games as well. You can't get a... No, I can. The controller doesn't work anymore, is what I'm saying. I don't play on the PlayStation anymore. I haven't done so in years. I do not have a functioning controller that I can utilize, is what I'm saying. That's what I tried initially playing Resident Evil, Devil May Cry on, and it was drifting to the high heavens, which is when I swapped to the GameCube controller, which worked for a while, and then it stopped working. Actually, no, for a time being, I used both controllers. I was dual wielding. Because on one side, the problems were some of the buttons. On the other side, it was joystick. So I used half and half for Devil May Cry. And then, after a while, one of them fully stopped working. So I used mouse WASD with the right-hand side of my GameCube controller, but even then there were some moments that things were starting to drift for no reason, so I just went all over to my mouse and keyboard. That was my timeline with that. Could work, but controller's more fitting, let's say. Okay. But then I ask, like, just as a final thing before we do head on over. I'm sure a lot of people are watching right now going like, the fuck is he talking about? People in here like being like, just do the event, Phantom. I don't care about Resident Evil. Just a second. But like, would it? Do you? Does it change anything if I go and do that? Like, if I come out of that experience, if I play for a couple of hours with tank controls, and I still think that my experience with the game was the same without tank controls, do you believe... Will you hold that to more value? Or will you just move on and go, well, you know... Well, I asked us to check it out. And that's fair. I'm just wondering what you think, like... What do you see coming from this? As a genuine question, so I know what to look for. I understand that you say, you know, what the experience is meant to be. But if I still think, yeah, the game still feels the same to me, I enjoy it, but for other aspects other than the controls, what then? Actually, let me do the strong boxes. Ooh, one shy. So I see you seeing what the experience is meant to be, nothing else. If your opinion still holds, that's that. Do you... Okay, there you go. Do you see my current opinion that's potentially a good piece. Do you see my current opinion as lesser due to my... Let's say, due to me not that's also potentially really good. What the fuck? potentially not having done the game in that way. Do you think my opinion holds less value due to that? I think you could use perspective. Right. Okay. I mean, I can try the game. It's just...
Take a look. There will definitely be something that catches your eye.
I've been getting quite busy recently.
I don't see what can come with it. As an opinion like that. Just from... Not in the sense of like... I don't see a point. And more like... I get it, but I feel like... What if the perspective changes nothing for me? And I'm like, yeah, no, I played this game, you know? Does that mean in any, like, you know? Does that do anything to resolve the dispute? Because I want to understand. Because I genuinely, like, I don't mind doing that. I just want to see what in your mind is... This is actually a good piece. Potentially for Ito. Oh, it's Goblet. Ah, if it's a Goblet, it needs to be Geo, I think. This could be good. Depends on how... Where it goes into. Could still be okay. Okay, it's doomed now. Yeah. Well, yeah, no, that's not going anywhere. We can use that to reinforce future things. Okay, so yeah, no, just to reiterate what my like original, and it's specifically the sands that I need for a better experience anyway. That's annoying. Well, maybe I can use this now. Because he actually does need a bit of ER. The stats will be a little bit lower here, and his crit rate is going to suffer. What's the normal crit rate right now? Not high. So if I do this... Hold on, maybe I can work with this, though. If I do this, drops his crit rate to 56. Because his weapon is a crit damage weapon. I'll be right with you, Azio, just a second. Brain's going into... build mode. So many people do use crit rate, crit damage circlet. So I just would need a higher amount of crit rate on other pieces instead. That is doable. But I'd need to look for very specific pieces because right now I think a lot of them don't actually have that much crit rate. Let me turn off the filter, see if there's any defense ones that work well here. It looks decent, but I'd like to have a defense, crit damage, crit damage, actually. Attack percent. Why would he want... Okay, whatever. It's, there you go. Okay, it doesn't lead to too many of these, actually, unfortunately. This one could roll really well, actually, if it rolls well. Okay, so we do have some max stat ones that could roll really well depending on how they go. Let me give it a look. Okay, this one also rolled poorly, unfortunately. I'll keep it around for now. But let me roll into the other ones first. Okay, that's good. That's really not good. Okay, whatever. Any other... Ooh, there we go. Okay, good start. If it goes one more into crit rate, okay. Well, it's probably better than what I have right now. So I'll keep it, I suppose. We do have a fair few that just have a decent starting value. Okay, that's fine. More ER on him is not... Okay, whatever. Let's see, it's not being a dispute. I only thought he ought to see what the vision was, truly. It'll still irk me a bit that exists. The thought I can't experience this thing like this, or even bother to try it, make it something else, and call it the same. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, at the end of the day, there are a million different games that I want to play. And lots of different things that I want to play through. If there is a new Resident Evil experience coming out that already fits the matching descriptors of what I like, and it is even better, a game that I was interested in the story of, that gives me all the more reason to then actually spend money on it, apart from, like, other things. Because right now, my criteria going through stuff is how much do I want to play it for the gameplay, how much do I want to play through it for the story, how much do I want to play through it as an experience on stream. Because I very rarely buy games for myself off stream, just because games are expensive, and if I'm going to buy a game, especially more expensive games, or anything really, because even if something is like 5-10 euros, that's still something you're spending money on. That might just be me being very, what's the word for it? Stingy? Whatever you want to call it. That's just kind of like how I kind of see a lot of these things. Then the question kind of is like, what do I stream? When do I stream it? And will I have fun streaming it? Right now, the pull factor of a lot of the older games is one. To me, visual experience is a factor. It's not the biggest factor, but it is a factor. For example, if a game looks stunning, I do enjoy it a bit more visually. Like, for example, visually, I enjoy... Is there a specific game that I can point to that I've played that is a remaster or a better version of something that I've also played? In recent times, at least. Hard to say. Just from the top of my head. If RE10 is fixed camera plus tank controls with no other options, would you pick it up? Yeah, I would. But that's because I'm invested in the series and I want to see the next part. Would I be as excited for it? It would be an interesting novel experience, but I would be a bit disappointed because to me, I enjoy the current style more. But I would still probably try it purely because I'm invested through the story. And a continuation of the story would be interesting. Not only that, it's always been... For me, Resident Evil is a special franchise because it's the first game I ever streamed. First game I ever streamed was Resident Evil 7. Not long after I did Village. And that was the foundation of stuff. Be me when RE4 came out? Yeah. I wouldn't be fucking resentful, though. Like, not saying you are, but so many people online are so resentful of it. And I'm like, dude. It is like somebody took your game, your favorite game out back and fucking murdered it. And I wouldn't see it as that. I'd be like, yeah. Not the style that I like, but it's Resident Evil, so fuck yeah, let's go through this. And I trust that, no offense to old games, that controls would be much less janky. In all of the old games that I've played, they feel worse. I imagine I always let it slide because it's a product of the time. If it's a game that was made in the 90s or super early 2000s, that's just how it is, right? I was a bit resentful of 2. Resident Evil 2 Remastered, I don't get. 3, I understand. 3's a valid one because there was a lot of content taken away from 3. And it was turned into an 8 to 9 hour experience at most. Unless you replay through the game multiple times. That is a resentment that I can understand. I get that. But 2's remake didn't really strip too much of it. To my knowledge. It was missing a lot of features. What were the features? Out of curiosity then. Strange story changes. What were the strange... Give me a rundown. Um, 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 um. Adds time. Okay, perfect. I'm not actually wasting too much time. Will you choose campaigns integrated? How characters would take save items from or for the other end? Events change depending on who you played first, etc. I believe that happens in 2 as well. I only played through on Claire first, Leon second though. So some of the changes don't happen for me. I do intend to play 2 again at some point. Like I said, I kind of have been in my head mulling over the idea of playing through the games again. With the exception of 7 and 8, largely because they are games that I've played through twice already on stream. I feel like a third time would be overdoing it. However, the OG I haven't played through more than once. 2 and 3 I have 2, 3, and 4 I haven't played through more than once either. So I would be interested in maybe playing through them again at some point. So I'll intentionally choose the routes that I didn't in the first time round. I do think there are some changes though that happen, especially if you pick Leon over Claire first, which is one of the main differences, I imagine. And if I'm not mistaken, it does like, if you take some items as one character, it removes them for the other character, I think. Unless that's what you're talking about and you think that's a bad decision. In which, you know, it's fair. I can see arguments for either side. Also, you do have to realize, did you play through 2 and 3? Just quickly. But Ada was a lot bitchier than she originally was. Leon is kind of an idiot on his deferring to authority at some times. The reporter guy could have been saved from Mr. X. Leon was like, I need to consult the chief first. On a zombie apocalypse. Okay, I will say, I mean, Ada's to each their own. Leon makes sense. Bro's a 20-year-old goody two-shoes first day on duty guy. I understand modern day Leon a bit better for as a character. And okay. This is its own thing. I won't go into it because it is purely opinion based. Sherry's mom is a monster that doesn't care about her. Bits and pieces. She does care, but she is very much a monster. You are a monster if you work for Umbrella as a scientist to that degree. Have you played through 2? Sorry? Like remake specifically. I know you have played through 2 OG. You did, okay. Just checking. But I feel like I never got the vibe that she hated, or that she didn't care about Cherry. Per se. Was she a neglectful mother? Oh yeah, for sure. Both of her parents were very neglectful. But it doesn't seem like it was done out of malice, and it's more just, they're just not great people. Which I think fits. You know? To me, at least. Rather than it being, like, an objective, different thing. There's a time when Sherry was infected and she goes, she can't be saved, and Claire has to pick up the slack. Lady, you're fucking scientist. At least try something. Well, yeah. I think, to me, that is more like a person who is a scientist first, mother second, who has to be snapped out of their scientist mode. What is she like in the original? I think she is wandering out. She goes to look for her. I can't. I don't know. I mean, it's, you know, but it's like, I don't know. It's not that big of a difference. I feel like, I don't know. I don't know, man. I feel like a lot of that is just, it seems to me almost like a nitpick kind of thing. Which is fair, you know, it's the little details that can make a whole, but like, you know. To me, it's not that big of a deal. And I think, I don't remember. It's been too long. I need to play through 2 again. But like, I think she does go look for Sherry, doesn't she? Or something in 2? It's just that after she finds out that she's infected. I could be wrong though. Okay, I think he's safer in the cell. I mean, yeah, no, okay. Like, I understand, like, having some, like, gripes with the original. Again, I can't speak on... This is not something that, like, I can directly speak on. I haven't played through the OG, so I can't compare it one-to-one. In the same way. But to me, everything still makes sense in the way that it is represented in the first in the second game's remake, and it's like, you know, the things you're listing out are very minor things, at least to my mind. Unless those were like your big peaks of the game, right? If those were like your favorite things in the game. I understand, like, you know, like I said, small things make a whole picture, but like, you know. You try the Voltal flip game, can't get past level 1. It's actually pretty okay, so there is a simple way to do things, but you kind of have to figure out yourself. Level 1 is very easy. Level 1 is almost guaranteed. The next ones are annoying though. When it started with Resident Evil 2 remake, they aren't inconsistent with their characters there. Yeah. I think, okay, my opinion is I think Leon as a character is better in the remakes. At least compared to all of the clips and all of the stuff. Because I think Leon is a much more realistic character. I understand that that's like, probably like a weird take. But I feel like, especially in 4, I feel like 4's Leon is a much more accurate representation of somebody who is going through that you know, series of events. He's still quite quippy, but he's not like, he's not Dante 2. And I do very much see that Leon feels just like Dante 2, which was kind of the intention, right? I think it's implied that that like OG Leon, or that Dante was like an individual that was based off of Dante. Oh, sorry, Dante was an individual based off of Leon. There you go. They're like diverging characters, basically. Well, that's like that's what some people say. I don't think we know for sure. Leon Kennedy, hottest man alive. Game Genshin topic. Leon, my husband. I don't know, man. I feel like I've never seen a character that is done so well that they are universally found attractive by like anybody and everybody that I've seen play the game. Because with Leon, he ends the game kind of upbeat and bold. It's up to us to take down Umbrella, which realistically makes very little sense to me, at least. Right? Again, with everything that happened, but like, I feel like, yeah, I don't know. I understand why people like 4's Leon.
Come take a look.
I was under the impression that he didn't have that much personal identity in 2. Which wouldn't surprise me because characters like Jill don't have a lot of personal... Not Chris neither have much personal identity in 1. They kind of just are there with some light nods into how they are without fully going into it. Whereas 4 is the first instance of like them going like, when do you stream Resident Evil? I've already played through Requiem twice actually. Once on stream, once off stream. Phone is at 4% and power's out. Huh? No worries, Zio.
Haven't you heard? There's a strange
Bam. It's just, yeah. If I have time, I'll maybe see if I can play some Resident Evil 1 with the tank controls. But be aware, to me, the controls are not something I think about when playing the game. So, I don't expect too much to change. And I maintain my opinion of I would love to see like a Code Veronica remake or whatever. Obviously, you're gonna do a third playthrough. I'm not sure if I have it in me. I do intend on playing Insanity at some point, but I'm not sure if I should. Anyway, now that we're done with that, let's start the new event. Hold on. Oh, I hate being sick. Anyway. Let's get it started.
Huh, that's weird. Jean said this is where the event is supposed to be, but there's nothing here.
Did you play through Requiem already? Ivy. What is this? It's been a while since we've been back here.
Oh yeah, now that you mention it. This is where our journey officially began.
Not yet. Ooh, you should. It's really good. Very scary in some parts, actually.
That sure brings back memories. Kinda nostalgic, really. Even after all this time, this place hasn't changed one bit.
Fleeting moments, precious ones too.
Look who's getting all sentimental and poetic. Well, we still need to find Jean and the others. Let's have a look around.
Just like old times. You want spoilers? You want spoilers? It's crazy. I'm sure if you click on 1 or 2 Resident Evil Requiem posts on Twitter, you'll get more or less the entirety of it.
It's gotta be gone now, right?
You'll get most of the experience. Why'd they just remove my outfit? Put it back. You thieves. Oh, I hate it. Let me rock my drip, dude. It sucks. The drip that I played through the Archon quest for.
Fungus? Are those supposed to be in Mondstadt? Not that these are a real threat to us at this point, but still.
Level 115. God damn. But yeah, I feel like you can get most of Requiem's story just from like Twitter posts at this point. I did really enjoy it. It's probably one of my favorite Resident Evil games.
Hear that? They said this isn't hard enough. Should I grab a geofishing for the next round then?
Oh hell.
Is this really the time to get competitive?
This is so trippy.
Did you hear that, Paimon?
Hear what?
Must have been my imagination then.
Uh-oh. Whoa, Paimon's gone. Why are Klee's bombs on the tree? Did she decorate?
Huh? Why did someone hang Jumpy Dumpty mines all over this tree?
To look like Sincetia's, maybe?
What? But they don't look alike. You can't even eat them. Hold on. Could this be an event setup thing? Not a lot of people come here, but a bomb's still a bomb. If someone gets hurt by accident, Klee's gonna get marched off to the confinement room again.
Agreed. Let's help clean this up.
Yeah, but let's take a picture with the camera before we take them down. First the fungus, and now this? Something weird is going on. If it turns out not to be event-related, it'll be good to have a record of what we found.
You know what, Paimon? You've gotten sharper. You could even say you've ascended to a new level.
You couldn't just compliment Paimon's smarts like a regular person? Whatever. Paimon will take it. Better than being called emergency food, at least. Anyway, it never hurts to be careful. We've seen through lots of tricks, but we've also gotten the short end of the stick a bunch of times, too.
I'm not getting a bad feeling this time, though. For all we know, this could turn out to be an unexpected blessing.
Paimon likes the optimism. Come on, let's get that picture taken. Then, get rid of these bombs.
Spotter camera. Record noteworthy differences. Ah. Well, that's one. Boom. Oh. Paimon has a little comment on it.
Fireworks. Guess there was no danger after all. Were those meant to welcome us or something? Anyway, we should be good here. Let's keep going.
Let's see.
What was it Paimon said back then?
Can we spot anything different?
Ah, right.
Yeah, dude, we're back.
Oh, wow.
Oh, not the OG music. Oh.
That's a statue of the Seven.
There are a few of these statues scattered across the land to show the Seven's protection over the world.
Among the 7 gods, this god controls the wind. You remember too.
I
It's
do.
weird though. It seems like there's something different about it.
I think so too, but I can't tell what it is at this
Let's take a
distance.
closer look.
Sorry if I'm like quiet every now and again. It's because I'm sick and I don't want to make sick noises on stream. So I just briefly mute myself to get it out of the way.
As we all know,
Right! Poetry and language flow like the wind.
Something very nostalgic about being back here.
Look! There really is something wrong with this statue of the Seven.
It's Klee! It's a statue of the Klee.
It's fish! But it's so light.
Highly elastic. What the
Wonder
hell?
why.
The fish are different. Wait, what? What is it? What was the highly elastic fish meat? Where is that placed? Is that it? That be in the materials segment? Let's see. So we have normal fish here. Is it like a quest thing? Ah, yeah, here. Fish meat found at Starfell Lake. Though it looks like ordinary fish, it's exceptionally elastic. No matter how hard you press it, it quickly returns to its original shape. Rather than a cooking ingredient, it seems more like a method of stress relief. Best not to try eating it. That does sound like a terrible idea.
Okay, I'm unsure of it now. This can't be for an event. No one in their right mind would replace that huge statue of the Seven with a statue of Klee.
Oh, it's pretty cute though.
Yeah, and well made too. But that's not the point. You're not weirded out by this?
Nope, because I've got it figured out. Something this over the top, it's got her name written all over it.
Oh, you're right. This must be Alice's doing. She could put 100 Klee statues all around Mondstadt and Paimon still wouldn't be surprised. That explains the other weird stuff we saw up till now, too.
Yeah, even though she hasn't showed herself, we must already be inside her event.
She must have asked Jean to write that letter so we'd lower our guard. No, wait.
Yeah,
Maybe
maybe she just wrote the letter.
Pretending to be Jean. Paimon wouldn't put it past her.
Looks like the joke's on us. All in good fun though, right?
Yeah, Paimon's not upset. The surprises were nice, and this statue is pretty cool. Plus, we got to take a little trip down memory lane. Makes Paimon feel all warm and fuzzy, remembering where it all began.
Same here.
What do we do now, though? There's nobody around. If this is some sort of elaborate prank, guess we're in it until the people behind it jump out and say, "Gotcha!"
Maybe what Alice wants is for us to just keep going.
What does that mean?
The fungus, the Bomsetia tree, the statue of the Cleven. She seems to have prepared lots of surprises for us.
Oh, yeah. And there could be even more. Guess all there's left to do is touch that statue and find out. Maybe it'll give you the power of pyro or something.
Dun, 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 dun.
The world opens itself before those with noble hearts.
Oh my god. Beautiful. Let's take a picture.
Sparks and splash!
There she goes.
You were right. Alice is full of surprises. Good
Okay.
guessing on your part. Let's
Oh
get
shit.
going and
She
see
just
what's afterward.
teleports? Forgot that she does that early. And if I remember correctly, this should be the spot where... Is he coming?
Go now.
Yes, now, or it'll be too late.
There it is.
There's something huge in the sky.
Okay, we all remember what Paimon said back then. Anyway, since he's here, that must mean we're
There's
about to
something
meet another old
huge in
friend
the
of
sky. Classic. Dude, when I originally started playing, I just went over there and I just beat the hell out of some Hilichurls. Not very quickly, mind you, because that back then you didn't do much damage, but beat them I did.
Look, there he is. Back then, Dvalin was tainted by the abyss, and Tone-Deaf Bard was about to heal.
He's so
his wounds.
pretty.
But your control over Animo wasn't so great, so they noticed you and ran off. But you've had tons of practice since then, so mistakes like that should be a thing of the past, right?
Let's give him a scare.
Sure. Here goes nothing. Rah!
The smug.
Well, this is awkward. You really hung Paimon out to dry there, traveler.
I didn't think you were gonna take that approach.
Apologies. You were just even livelier than I remembered, and I wasn't expecting it.
Fallen.
Which means mission accomplished on the surprise front, I suppose. What do you say, Alice? Hi, Marks.
Oh, yes, indeed. That was fantastic. I've recorded it all, in fact.
She is in a crystal ball
So you were
thing.
watching us all along. And hold on. You can't just record people like that.
What a delightful reunion. Welcome to Mondstadt, you two. The place where it all began.
After some confusion, you and Paimon find yourselves at the Knights of Favonius headquarters. You get teleported? Oh, hey, Alice. Hey, Venti.
Lovely to see you,
What a
dearies.
combo.
So what's the verdict? Did our special welcome ceremony meet the mark?
It was impressive.
It was very... you, that's for sure. Paimon can't believe the Knights of Favonius let you go that far. Where'd you move the real statue of the Seven anyway?
Oh, gracious me. You still haven't figured it out.
We were in a bubble.
If I had actually done something to that statue, I would have been locked up in the teensy room next door by now. Certainly not my idea of a pleasant afternoon.
So, what's going on here?
Ah, now you're asking the right questions, Paimon.
The answer lies over here.
Nicole? You're here too?
That's right. Our two lovely mages are here on vacation. In fact, everything you just experienced was their handiwork. But I'll leave the explanations to Miss Nicole.
There she is.
I trust you're well acquainted with her skill at explaining all manner of magic and phenomena.
Yep. We experienced that firsthand in Knockcry.
This bubble is a new kind of magic Alice and I invented. Inside it is a small world created using a person's memories. When you were busy reading that invitation to Mondstadt, Alice took the opportunity to place you within it.
Oh, we didn't even notice.
Huh, I wouldn't be much of a Dodo King if I couldn't pull off a simple trick like that.
All that
The
to
Dodo
say,
King.
the things you saw weren't real. They
Yeah.
only exist within this bubble. Ah, except for Venti and Dvalin, of course. I invited Venti, and he brought the dragon along.
It's not every day.
Are we finally
going
gonna
to
get some more
Dvalin
Dvalin lore?
It feels like listening to a verse you haven't heard in a while. right? You might not remember the name or melody, and still, you start humming along in no time. I'm assuming your trip down memory lane was similarly nostalgic.
Definitely. Thanks for going to so much trouble.
So does Jean know about this or not? Paimon's starting to think that invitation letter was a fake.
Oh, no. Jean wrote that herself, I assure you. I wouldn't dare forge a letter under her name.
Huh. So you do draw the line somewhere.
Whew. Not with my daughter in her clutches. If you ever become a mother, you'll understand.
Oh, come on! It's not like she's being held hostage.
The point is, this magical bubble was created at the request of the Knights of Favonius.
Oh?
With the expedition in Nodcry coming to an end, the Knights will be home before long.
Okay.
Varka thinks it's better to give people time to reunite with their families, so he told Jean to hold off on a huge welcome reception for now. Of course, Jean has her own thoughts on the matter. You can get the details from her soon.
Okay.
As things stand, we're keeping the reception small, but there will be some activities. This magic bubble is one of them. The returning knights can use it to catch up on all the major events that have occurred in Mondstadt while they were gone.
Simply put, it's a reenactment of your adventures.
Indeed. The ultimate goal is for everyone to have a chance to take part in the excitement.
That could go crazy as like a training method, no? I see.
So, what about the parts that took a few, creative liberties?
Oh, those were there because the bubble world is still being transcribed and debugged. Memories are easy to extract, and the resulting information density is fine, but it's not exactly a stable medium. If memories are the only thing used to recreate a world, it's hard to ensure a lack of deviations. For example, these memories belong to Venti, but even for someone like him, whose memories are quite reliable, there is bound to be some variance. Not to mention, on their own, memories lack an interactive component, so I added some self-deductive capabilities to this magic, which exacerbated the instability issues, unfortunately.
Yeah, that, makes sense.
For instance, say we're recording memories and Lisa happens to fly into a fury over some overdue library books at the same time. A
Right.
powerful thunderstorm might unfold in the bubble world out of nowhere.
Oh.
Luckily, there's a simple solution. We just have to send someone to scout things out first. Then we can manually correct anything that doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
Which is me.
Plus, once the recording is complete, the magic will loop, so there won't be further deviations, and we won't need real people to act things out. And before it's all said and done, we'll be sure to cover up your identity, Venti.
Much appreciated. Otherwise, buying around at the Angel's share is gonna be much more of a hassle.
Valid.
Like you're the one who does the buying.
It's settled then. We'll allow you to be the first to relive these precious memories, and in return, you'll be our eyes on the inside.
I knew it. No such thing as free lunch.
Yeah, but it sounds like fun. Besides, we already snapped a few pics of some potential bugs. Like that weird statue of the Seven.
Oh, no, Paimon. That one was entirely intentional.
I bet it was.
What? Seriously?
As the creator of this world, I'm afforded a bit of creative license, I would think. Creating this bubble was no easy task. Is a little personal touch too much to ask for?
I doubt anyone will mind. As far as I'm concerned, you're free to do as you please. This is Mondstadt, after all.
Oh, well. Paimon can't argue with that.
In that case, we'll be counting on you to continue testing our work tomorrow.
It's still early. Why not check out the other events at the testing grounds in the meantime? Jean should be there too.
Yeah, we'll go say hi. She's the one who invited us after all.
Thanks, Soul. See you tomorrow.
Nothing of it. Now that the world is at peace, you two are overdue for a vacation.
Surely
Best to
that's
make
what's
the
going to
most of
happen.
it.
Damn. Oh, we can just talk to them. Let's start with
Divali
Nicole.
appeared a little late, but his sparks and splash triggered a deep magical
Oh.
reverberation. Background music needs to start half a second later. I should put another
Oh my
instance
God.
and now the diagnostics are failing? I just don't get it.
Nicole, dear, stop fretting. You're projecting rather loudly, you know.
Every detail is within your control, huh? Color me impressed.
And now you two.
Oh, and didn't you say Kleiner would be making the trip with you this time, Alice?
Kleiner?
Been delayed, I'm afraid. Troublesome happenings on another planet. And of course, just when he jumped through all those hoops to make it back to Tevat, Dottore starts causing trouble. The border is a terrible mess even now. So, unfortunately, his vacation has been postponed. Just yesterday, he did give us a call on the Dodo communication device, though. As you can imagine, Klee was pleased as punch to hear her dad's voice.
So, as I'm sure most people who've played through this already will know, we have a confirmation of Klee's father existing. We now know that Alice didn't just perform mitosis. Making her, I think, the first truly canonical potentially playable mother in the game, I think. Like full on biologically even. Unless they pull some shit like, well, you know, Klee was not made the normal way. Which is huge, actually. But we know him, Kleiner. And he's off planet hopping and shit. That's crazy. Dude, what the hell is wrong with it? This family is like insane. Hello? That's wild. Okay.
I see. Being a seeker is a tough job indeed.
A seeker? Very intriguing. I'm actually gonna BRB in just a sec, because I need to blow my nose. I'll do that now, actually. Oh wait, where is Jean? I don't know. I will be right back. I'll also grab myself a snack. So give me just a second. If any mods are present, please make sure nobody's being too sussy in the chat, and I'll be right back. I'm back. I returneth. Let's continue, shall we? Dun, 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 dun. Where is Jean? Is that the next part? What's the next part of the... I can probably just find it right here. There it is. Aha! Okay, we have to go outside. Is that one of the OG places where we met Jean? I remember a lot of dialogue happening in this part of the world.
Yes, good work. We'll go with this setup.
Hey, Jean! We're here!
Holy shit, look at that bird!
Paimon, welcome back. Did you have a good time in Alice's magic bubble?
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it was so cool! Paimon's looking forward to getting back in there tomorrow!
I'll be sure not to spoil it then. I imagine you might be interested in what went into the preparation, though. I loved the idea when Alice brought it up, but I knew it would take a great deal of reenactors, not to mention recruiting Dvalin. Luckily, Venti, or rather, Lord Barbados, agreed to help. After that, I opened up recruitment to the people of Mondstadt. Countless volunteers jumped at the chance to reenact your stories, Honorary Knight. It took me 2 days just to read through all the applications. A lot of people have gotten involved, and that includes quite a few familiar faces as well.
Are you one of them?
Yes, according to Alice, I'm one of the leading ladies.
Hope it wasn't too much work.
Yeah, there are other activities here too, right? Sounds like there's a lot on your plate.
Ah, well, such are the duties of the acting Grandmaster. I'm used to it. For those of us who have been holding down the fort, so to speak, the return of the expedition team is a matter of great importance. The Grandmaster contacted me and said not to organize a grand reception on their behalf, and I understand where he's coming from. I'm sure the team will be exhausted upon returning, and making a big fuss might just tire them out further.
I'm sensing a butt in there somewhere.
However...
Tone-Deaf Bard said you had other ideas.
Yes, well, those of us here in Mondstadt have been awaiting their return for a long time. Resuming normal life after such a long expedition will be quite an adjustment. An official welcome might help them feel at home and reacclimate to life here. Not to mention, it's a chance for the people to show them no matter how long we've been apart, we're still family.
That's also a good point. As long as we keep it small, of course.
Yes, absolutely. And I don't know, perhaps I am overstepping. I just hope the Grandmaster isn't too upset.
So, besides the whole bubble thing, what have you got planned?
Here, I'll show you.
Show me.
First, this is an arena we've set up to showcase Favonius blade work. The Cavalry Company is in charge of this one. I'm sure there will be some exciting sparring sessions.
Ooh, that means we'll get to see Kaya on stage!
That's right. Compared to me, he's much better at keeping things interesting, even when the subject matter is quite serious. I can think of no better person for the job.
You're as modest as ever, huh, Jean?
Over here, we're running a wind glider speed shooting event.
Okay.
It's not hard to guess who's in charge of this one, I'm sure.
Amber, of course.
Yes, her gliding skills are top-notch, and she's quite creative when it comes to event design. Be sure to check it out when the time comes. There's also a booth that will serve as a reception area where people can relax and chat with each other. A few simple games will be available as well. Hertha is in charge of the drink stall, but we're still working on the menu.
Hertha? Hertha.
Hertha is in charge.
Imagine
the more
Hertha
alcohol
disappears.
options, the better, I think.
The expedition team likes the strong stuff.
Oh shit, there he is.
Fair point. Huh?
What's with that face?
My goat.
Grandmaster, you're back? Has the entire team returned as well? Well, apologies, we're not quite done with the preparations, but I assure you, it's limited to what you see here. We're exercising the utmost restraint.
Hey. Relax, Gene, relax. No need to get all formal with me. I split from the group to make it back first. Pretend I'm not even here. Besides, I knew you'd want to surprise us, no matter what I said.
Oh, I see.
If I didn't tell you to put on the brakes, I knew you'd go full throttle and start planning the next Ludi Harpastum or Windbloom Festival. You put so much pressure on yourself, diving headfirst into the deep end without thinking about how much is on your plate. I just didn't want you to overwork yourself, that's all.
Oh, wow. That's actually really nice of you.
Well, looking out for my fellow knights comes with a job.
It is. It genuinely
As for the
does.
event, food, drink, and fun in spades without too much pomp and circumstance. Yeah, just like a Mondstadt festival should be. The team will feel at home in no time.
That's far too kind, Grandmaster. But thank you.
I mean it, you know? Just trust my judgment. Anyway, you two got a sec? Now that I'm finally back in my old stomping grounds, let me treat you to a meal. I'll even introduce you to the Good Hunter's secret menu.
Oh,
Secret menu?
Paimon's never heard of that before.
What's wrong? Not hungry?
Actually, Grandmaster, there's a few things I'd love for you to look over, since you seem to have some time to spare. Perhaps we could go back to headquarters first.
Hang on. You know this is just a pit stop, right? There's not going to be time for me to take over the whole shebang.
Of
Whole
course.
shebang?
Still, you are the Grandmaster.
Can't help you there.
Oh, you have no idea what this means. I'll be trapped in the office until tomorrow morning.
It's not that dramatic. If we make haste, we'll finish before dawn.
As much as Paimon wants to check out that secret menu, you should at least do some work now that you're back.
All right. Oh, let's go.
Poor Varka.
Guess I'll see you tomorrow.
Don't say that, Varka. You can't say see you tomorrow. English fails me. You can't say see you tomorrow. That's like he making us go through that. Like you can't do that to us, man. Whoa! That's pretty. So you have the Recon, a Chat Over Fine Rings, and Lion Fang's Radiant Onslaught, which is probably the combat event. Let's try out this one. Okay, this one's not voiced, so we'll just click through it. Hey, yeah. Signals also Office of the 7th Company. And Vesper, that's Vesper. Look at him. Rawr! Another signals officer. Never heard of this position. Yeah, there's gonna be the gliding stuff. Should I do the events or should I just do that off stream? Let's just do a bit of this. We're already in the process of, like, clicking through here, so... We'll do one of them. And then we'll actually just do the normal story. Okay. Goodness me. Okay. There's a lot to this. There's a lot to this. Okay. Let's give it a go. I've heard some people say this is quite fun, so let's see. Okay. No, okay. Okay. Pretty sick. Oh. I think we want to avoid those, right? Yeah. This definitely looks like an avoid scenario rather than a hit scenario. Hey, heal. Oh, that's pretty. Ah, it's one of these. Oh, I got hit. It's doomed. Nice. Music's going hard too, hello? Holy. Okay. Okay, back to normal. Dun, 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 dun. I didn't even see that one somehow. Reminds me a bit of that one mini game from Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Oh my god, that's crazy. Look at him go. The homing is sick. Oh, we're about to get boosted. Woo! Cool. That was fun. I'll go do the rest off stream probably. So we'll just focus on the story. That was pretty sick. Prologue? Act 1. Echoes of Memory. Ah, so you can go to these areas. And I assume you actively have to like, hold on. Let's do a cool thing. Hop.
Try to keep up.
Oh, didn't quite jump high enough. I presume. Eh? Oh, you actively teleport someone when you do this. Oh. Oh no, it's just inside. Okay. So you like enter the bubble and be like, yep. Let me find what doesn't belong here. Oh, the music. Oh.
It sure would be convenient if we could build a choo-choo cart track straight from here to Mondstadt.
An express line right to the best fish blasting spot?
Oh, okay. Might not be the best idea.
Dude, the music is... Well, that's definitely a discrepancy, but the music is sending me back, dude. My favorite tracks in Genshin.
Oh, it's you!
Oh!
Clarissa?
Clorand?
Here in Mondstadt?
Yes. I received an invitation to
Ah.
exchange swordsmanship techniques. I'd heard of the single-handed sword form of Favonius blade work. But after crossing swords with Miss Eula, it turns out the Knights of Favonius are quite accomplished.
You
with the
should
great
see
sword as
Vaka.
well.
You're quite an accomplished swordsman yourself. Although I suppose that's to be expected of the champion duelist. Even over a few short rounds, I feel like we've learned a lot from each other.
This is a good place to spar.
For sure. You don't have to worry about breaking stuff.
Reminds me, we never actually got the
accidentally
chance to
hurting
actually
anyone
1v1
That's right.
Clorand.
There also appear to
Could
be
be.
automatic harpasta launchers in the area.
Ah, that's one of your local traditions, isn't it? Shall we have ourselves a game then?
Why not? You should know, though, I'm not easy to beat at this game. Ah, hold on. No muskets allowed.
Well,
Oh. Why not? Doesn't it still count as hitting the harpastum?
look at him go.
A sword's range is limited, though, so it wouldn't be fair.
Ah, of course. Then you should use a gun as well. Voila, problem solved.
But she does know how to use a gun.
A sword's range is limited.
Ah,
Alright, let's go over to Razor and the very suspicious sword here. This is certainly not typically here. Familiar. Did it say Phantom Greatsword? Wait, say that again. Familiar Phantom Greatsword. That's mine. That's my greatsword. What? What do you got to say, Razor?
Razor? What are you doing here? And shouldn't this thing be in Wolvenden?
Fiery woman came to take Lupical. I said no.
You said no? You stopped her?
She backed down, but then said I would do just as well. This sword is here, for now. I am here to protect it.
Hold on, let Paimon get this straight. Alice was planning to bring Boreas here, but you stopped her. So, she took the illusion of the sword and left you to guard it instead. That would make the trial of Boreas the trial of Razor now, wouldn't it?
What would happen if someone tried to claim this sword?
We fight. I protect Lupical.
Okay.
Wow! Looks like Paimon's guess was spot on. Don't worry, Razor. No one's gonna take this sword. It's not even real.
Not real?
Let's leave the explanations to Nicole.
Alice's scheming claims another victim, huh? Let's take the photo and get Razor out of here.
Alright, there you go. We've done so. Right, that's all we'll do with those. I think that's not terrible. I think we can do like each of the things like once. Find chat over drinks. Let's do each of the mini games once on stream. I'll do the rest off stream. That's all chill. Wait, while I was doing that, I just saw an article over on my other monitor. Apparently, Bulbasaur in Pocopia refers to themselves in a way that a Gyaru would. And that's insane to me.
Hello there, Honorary Knight and the Helper in White.
It's so nice to meet you, Honorary Knight and Lady Paimon. Glenfidia, at your service.
Looks like you're in a good mood, Hertha. And nice to meet you, Glenfidia.
Glenfidia. Okay, this one's actually voiced.
By the looks of things, you're about ready to open?
Indeed. Thanks to some help from the Angel's Share and the Cat's Tail, our drink stand is ready to go. Besides all the classics, we also mix cocktails to order, and are currently offering a limited time delivery service.
Cocktails? Do you remember that time we served as bartenders at the Angel Share? And recently you've also shown off your skills at the flagship in Nocrai. We sure have come a long way, huh?
Well, that really was a long time ago. When exactly was that? I can barely remember now.
The only thing is, our current drink selection is quite traditional, and it stopped feeling fresh long before the expedition began. To offer everyone some more exciting choices, we're planning to revamp our menu. But I need to get back to handling resident requests, and Glenfidia doesn't have much experience mixing drinks. Plus, we've got a whole bunch of outstanding delivery orders on hand. Honorary Knight, if you're free, could you maybe help us out for a while, just until my other squad gets back from the Stormbearer Mountains?
You'll be amply compensated, of course, plus double pay for overtime, depending on your performance metrics.
Not the performance metrics. I'm no rookie when it comes to mixing cocktails, that's for sure. You can leave the whole bar in my hands.
I'm not sure what performance metrics are, but she's happy to help with deliveries. As the best guide into that, Paimon needs to keep up with the changing times. Besides, this'll give her the chance to explore the city and stay up to date with all the recent goings-on.
Working with you two is always such a breeze.
I'll do my best to support Lady Paimon in any way I can. I'm very skilled when it comes to things like portioning out drinks.
All right. Well, if you're ready to, then let's get to work.
And... Ooh, okay. That seems pretty interesting. Let's do one of those.
Oh my. It looks like Hertha has gone back to her duties, and Glenfidia is away somewhere too. Has our dear cutie taken complete charge of the drink stand?
That's right. Yours truly is in charge. Honorary mixologist at your service.
Wonderful. Now I can order without worrying about ending up with one of the logistics company's specials. The type of drink that keeps you awake all night, leaving you no choice but to pass the time working.
Working through the night? Shouldn't that be a thing of the past? I thought you weren't so rushed off. I thought you weren't so rushed off your feet these days.
That's right. I'm just a carefree librarian now. If only there weren't so many people with overdue books, and I didn't have to go door to door to get them back. I would have dropped by to chat with you sooner, and try out your delightful creations, of course.
So, what will it be? Any particular flavor you're after?
Let me think. I don't really have a favorite drink. Just rustle me up something rejuvenating that'll lift my spirits. And if it could help me nod off to sleep later, that would be even better.
The drink stand has a collection of classic recipes. Let's start by choosing one of those. Since Lisa wants to feel rejuvenated, Snow-Kissed Dawn seems like a good choice. Alright, let's start off with some milk, some smetana, and some cocoa. Next up, cut the ingredients into large pieces. There you go. I was not ready to need to do that myself. Oh my god. Shake gently. That seemed pretty normal shaking. I wonder how, like, the other shaking will do. Aromatic Goblet M. And the small lampgrass. Snow-Kissed Dawn. Legend has it that this drink is a masterpiece crafted by a painter and a bartender together. Inspired by Dragon Spine at dawn with a dollop of Satana and an energizing kick from cocoa. Restores the drink's vitality almost instantly.
Here's a Snow-Kissed Dawn. I hope you like it.
It's delicious, cutie. Pleasantly tart.
You can't just be calling me that.
But not cloying, smooth on the palate, with a refreshing aftertaste. If anything, though, I seem to be feeling a little more energetic than I'd like. Perhaps you've unwittingly unraveled Glenfiddia's secret and concocted an even more effective pick-me-up?
Should I tinker with the ingredients? How about I adjust the recipe? How about I adjust the recipe and mix you a new one?
Don't worry, there's no rush. Your eyes are aglow with curiosity, as though you have many more questions to ask. Let's chat for a while. Take your time. Inspiration will come soon enough.
Librarian's duties. Which books have you collected today?
Since you're asking, it's been a bit of an unusual day. There's a chef, fresh out of training in Fontaine, who's recently taken up a position at the Goth Grand Hotel. She borrowed our most valuable book, the Mondstadt Millennial Compendium of Desserts. Apparently, she plans to use dessert-making techniques to improve the taste of various savory dishes. Something about reducing their greasiness.
The greasiness? Sweet meat dishes. It sure is a novel approach.
Indeed. And judging by the results, she rather overdid it with the caramel sauce. What should have been fragrant meat slices ended up tasting nauseatingly sweet. Caramel sauce is such a fantastic ingredient, you know? It never fails to please when added to drinks. Sometimes I even add a spoonful to my afternoon tea. Improving food, I suppose, isn't always about being as creative as possible.
Piece clues together. Lisa likes caramel. And Mondstadt Millennial Compendium of Desserts earlier, and she seemed particularly fond of a caramel sauce. Perhaps I could try substituting some of that for the Tangier smetana. Or smetana. Is it smetana or smet? Okay, hold on. Does it tell me the way it's pronounced? Because I don't know. It's probably smetana then, because it seems to be Eastern European. Therefore, yeah. It's probably pronounced smetana then. What's up, Kaimoy? Can I look at your Inefa? I mean, I can't tell you anything good, though. I'm gonna be so honest, I have zero idea how to build Inefa. What will happen is I will just be there looking at the stats and going, I'm sure this is good. I have no clue what I'm looking for. Hope you're doing well, though.
Oh, this? That was for another of today's little errands. A large contingent of the expedition team will be returning
Now,
to
on the other hand, if you like tell me to look at a vodka,
so there's a good
I got
chance many
you.
of their tastes have changed. Jean asked me to visit.
But
some of their
unfortunately,
families
in
to
Effa,
try and get
I
a
don't
better
have an Effa, and I have
understanding of what
no
new
clue how to build
ingredients
her.
might satisfy our knights' changing preferences.
How's your day been, though? Hope everything's going well. Such detailed planning. Such thoughtful arrangements.
Well, they've all devoted their blood, sweat, and time to protecting Mondstadt. They deserve some care and respect in return. Based on what I gathered, the most requested ingredient was cacahuatl from Natlan. It seems like our knights have developed a taste for cocoa. In their letters, many of them mention that they rely on cocoa to keep themselves energized. I've tried hot cocoa myself, and I must say, I find it just as effective as coffee when it comes to staying alert.
Cocoa might help Lisa stay awake. Like, cacahuatl came up quite a lot. Come and think of it, Snokus Dawn uses cocoa too. But cocoa can be quite a potent stimulant, so it's probably best to leave it out. Mmm. You got a nap in? Dude, I wish I could take naps. Anytime I've ever taken a nap, they felt like ass.
Lately? So careful with your wording, cutie. Is that because you think that I, too, might have changed since we last met? Or simply because you can't remember?
Maybe I've just haven't, like, managed to take a nap properly alongside, like, my REM cycles. And I keep, like, waking myself up when I'm, like, mid-REM cycle. I don't know. Well, you're so well-traveled and well-read. Surely it's normal for your taste to change from time to time.
Not bad at all. A flawless answer. Back in my student days, I might have been drawn to every new and exciting ingredient I read about, constantly expanding my horizons and stepping out of my comfort zone. But now, I've grown accustomed to a life of comfort and routine. To paraphrase a certain Leo-Ed legal expert, my life is fast approaching a state of living out one's golden years in peace and comfort. I'm no longer so easily moved by adventure and excitement. I'm sure you remember, a few years ago, when we were adventuring together, you found me that sweet-tasting alchemical ingredient. Well, my tastes haven't changed a bit since then.
And we'll just listen to everything.
Surely you're not suggesting I'd take this opportunity to sneak off on a little countryside wander. You caught me. My investigations into Mondstadt's lesser-known drinks took me to Dawn Winery, where I had a little chat with the head housemaid, Adelind. On my way back, I ran into Emmetall out on patrol. She'd encountered some monsters she didn't know how to deal with, and in her desperation, asked for my help. I accompanied her on a detour to Wolvendom to teach some raving hounds a lesson. It's been a while since I've had such an invigorating workout.
Alright, so we have lots of new clues then. Pass through Wolvendom. Made a visit to Dawn Winery passing through Wolvendom. Perhaps I could throw in a touch of local flavor. Looking at these ingredients, I have small lava lamp, grass, and wolfhook that are both native to Wolvendom. Which one would make for a better drink? We can associate stuff. Oh my goodness! A Cupidal raid? Holy moly. I don't think we have any mods present, so let me give you a shout out. Holy shit. Hold on. You doing some just chatting? I actually I was lurking. I gotta close the tab now. How was stream, Cupid? What's up, Raptor? What's up, Chazi? Michael? Hold on. Kuraoke? Vernon and Joe Keaton. Kevin plays Minecraft! Whoa! We played a game called Manny's. What's Manny's about? You caught us in the middle playing Genshin Impact. I know it's probably not the most entertaining thing to watch, so I apologize. We're just doing the new event thing. Yes, I am a gacha player. Forgive me. But, welcome in everyone. I'm Phantom. I'm a friend of Cupid's. And I do variety streams, I promise. It's not just gachas, though I do a fair bit of gachas. Right now we're playing, alongside this. Just recently started playing Pokemon Black again. Because it's been, like, over 10 years since I last touched that game. And I didn't like it back then, but I want to give it a try now and give it a fairer chance. And most recently, we got done with Resident Evil Requiem. So that was a really cool thing. It is a crazy, weird island horror game. Ooh. Let me look that up, actually. Also, you, Cupid, playing a horror game? I don't believe you. Manny's game. What's up, Drain Souls? Friend of many? Hell yeah. What is this game all about? What the hell? I gotta look this up on Steam. Manny's. Psychological horror. Huh. Interesting. This looks very strange. Bone Meal Productions. Do I know any of them? Do I know any of their stuff? I don't think so. They've announced a Manny's 2. You gonna be playing that one as well? It's pretty fun. I'm lying, I have no friends. No. Manny's 2? Yeah, apparently. There's only a demo out for it right now, though. They have yet to announce a release date. Wait, the demo came out, like, 2 years ago, though. Wait, it might be cooked? You gotta go eat? No worries, Cupid. Go eat. Consume. Thank you again for the raid. Also, Drain Souls, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate that. I think, should make friends with you? Well, it's a pleasure to have you here. We're gonna continue a bit. We're mainly gonna be doing this for the story. I do apologize, because I'm a bit sick right now. So, I'll mute myself occasionally, so that I don't blast your ears with sick person noises. But yeah, we're gonna continue this, and hopefully wrap up, the story of this event, because I've heard some good things about it, so I wanted to see for myself. Yo, Miko, thank you so much for the follow as well. I appreciate it. Get well soon. Thank you, Chowsy. I appreciate that. I think I'm getting better now. I think the last couple of days were like really bad. I was like super congested and stuff, and I couldn't breathe properly because my nose is blocked. So I had to be a mouth breather for a bit. And I couldn't sleep well. But now it's getting a bit better. So hopefully tomorrow or the day after we're good again. Ugh. So yeah. But that is to say, all of you dudes who've popped in from Cupid's, if you want to hang out, feel free to do so. We're just gonna be doing our thing. Chilling and shit, you know. And then afterwards, I don't know. I think we'll just finish up this event. For today, at least. But if you got things to do, no worries. I appreciate you guys dropping by with the stream. That's enough for me. Maybe I'll see you in another time. And yeah. But let's get to it. Right now we're trying to find a good way to make Lisa something to drink. So we're like talking to her and like seeing if we can find out stuff. Because we're like a bartender. Okay. Associate. We need to associate this with something else. Give me a sec. Dude, I've been seeing so many people playing Pocopia. I kind of want to play it, but I don't want to spend money on it. It's been looking really cool, though. Wolvendom. Caramel. Alchemical reagent. Replace the small lamp grass. More of a garnish. Let's replace that with valberries. Then I just need to figure out how to incorporate wolfhooks. They have a bright, tangy profile that should help balance out the sweetness with the caramel sauce. Oh, is that everything? Oh, that's everything! Nice, let's start mixing.
As expected, cutie.
She keeps calling us cutie. She's too powerful.
Just a few gentle hints
Stop.
were all you needed to light that special spark of inspiration.
Alright, let's cook it up. So I need to add some milk. Add some caramel. And some wolf hooks. There you go. Next up. I think the next parts are just like the normal stuff. Of any size. Ooh, it was cut into large pieces before. Let's cut into small pieces. I keep forgetting about the mini QuickTime event here. What the hell? And we'll shake it gently. Give it a good, gentle shake. And large or small goblet? Ooh. Double wall. This is freaky looking. We'll put it in the classic Tempest glass. Wait, what? Large or small works, no? Oh, it has to be a goblet. Right, not a goblet. Okay, my mistake. I'm illiterate. I was only reading the first part. All right, Valberry. Whoa, that looks sick. Yo, that actually looks really sick. The Slumbering Rose. Based on Snow-Kissed Dawn, this novel cocktail was concocted specially for Lisa. After a long day, the librarian needs to recharge without risking sleeplessness. In making this drink, you skipped any stimulating ingredients and have found a delicate balance between the sweetness of caramel and a gentle tang. The goal was peaceful, restful sleep. So why not call it a Slumbering Rose?
Finished. A new creation, custom made for you. This should help you fall asleep quickly and guarantee you peaceful dreams. It's called a Slumbering Rose.
From the colors to the choice of glass,
It does look really cool,
everything's been carefully
actually.
crafted. You've turned it into a completely different drink. Based purely on appearance, it's exactly my style.
That looks
Time to
sick.
see
It's
how
like
it
glowing,
tastes.
dude.
Full marks. It's like savoring an exquisite dessert before taking a stroll along the shore of Cider Lake, with a gentle breeze caressing your skin, relaxed and at ease. I no longer feel drained of energy, but neither am I overstimulated. I'm actually starting to feel a little sleepy. As a bedtime drink, this is pure perfection. So
Let's
good, in
go.
fact, that I feel like writing an article to extol the virtues of this slumbering rose.
An article?
I can use it as an opportunity to crown you the new maestro of
A
mixology.
maestro? That might be taking things a little too far. Your satisfaction is all the praise that I need. That's oddly flirtatious.
Speaking of lakeside strolls,
But then again,
why
it's
don't you
Lisa we're
join me
talking
next
to, so
time
that
there's
tracks.
A clear, warm day when the sun is bright but not too harsh. Any walk would be more relaxing with you to talk to along the way, cutie. Then, when we get back, you could fix me up another glass of slumbering rose.
Dude, every time she calls us cutie, it's like a critical hit. She can't keep getting away with this. That sounds lovely. I'll make sure to set aside the time.
And I'll make just as sure to hold you to that. When the time comes, I won't accept any excuses.
Yes, Mom. Okay. An ad break is starting soon. Alright. I'll probably avoid doing Oh, can we just go straight in? Oh. Special sword pressure. Huh. Here's the UID. For whom is this? What do you want me to look at here? How about won't rage fighting against Whitney's mill tank now? As long as you have a fighting type, you should be good. I believe. I already told you in Effa. I can't. Okay. I don't know what to say about an Effa, bro. I'm sorry. That's why I'm confused. Like, I have nothing to say. Also, are you rocking 4-star artifacts? That's crazy. You got Eula at 0 pity. Damn. Dildo is a crazy name. Congrats, Dildo. Proud of you. What do I do with her? Look at her because she's pretty. Unfortunately, beyond that, not much else. Because Eula is probably one of the weakest characters right now in the game. I was saving for Skirk? Ooh. Well, congrats, you have Eula now. She's pretty. Oh, world carry? Maybe up to a certain point. Nah, I mean, I'm just memeing from a meta standpoint. I'm sure she's decent enough for like overworld stuff. Unless you want to go for local legends, then it might be a bit rough. Meta slave. Not as much that. It's just I like to get all the primo gems that I can because that means I can pull the characters I like. For example, me, dude, I got C3 Varka. If I were a meta slave, I would have not done that. Varka is absolutely not the call. I would have gotten Surbai or Inefa. I alternate. I sometimes do pulls for me and then sometimes pulls for my account. You know what I mean? I just got raided. A lot of viewers came in with the raid and are lurking right now. Also, just a gentle reminder, generally it's not good etiquette when on Twitch to talk about somebody's viewer count and whatnot in somebody's chat. I'm pretty chilled, so I don't mind it as much, but as a heads up, there are some chats you will get banned for it. Okay, they don't have too much to say here. I was trying to see if, like, Kaya does anything. But no. They just have some dialogue. Let's go the quick fight here. Alright, time to use my Varka. My goat! You want me to admire your Inefa? I mean, she's pretty. I guess. But like, yeah, you know, there's not much to admire. But that's because you're still new at the game. That's just how it is. Like, you know, 4-star artifacts don't bring you very far. I assume you're not a Nodcry yet, so you probably don't have any of the things actual things that you need for... Well, I mean, maybe you are at Nodcry. I'd say farm for her artifacts. If you have an F at 80... Wait, no, an F was Natlan. The weapon is... I don't know. But yeah, no. Again, I have no clue how to build an Effa, so... It's a start. I hope you enjoy her. Suffering from success because I have to build her now. I don't even know how you build Eula. My friend, a friend of mine has literally one of the best Eulas in the world. I think he's top. He's usually, his Eula is literally first most of the time, to my knowledge. My boy Ultra. He knows what's up. When it comes to Eula specifically. It's also part of the reason why I know that Eula just ain't it nowadays. Your Crocodile survived with 4 HP? Sheesh! Had to use 6 potions though. Oof.
The story has only just begun.
Watch everybody stand. Why do they time for takeoff?
Burn! Thunder!
Get their asses, Baka. That's my goat. I love Baka's gameplay, dude.
Up the ante! Charge!
I should not ult. It's such a waste of DPS, but
Story has only just
it's cool. So who cares?
Think you can get away?
F2P? I'm mainly F2P as well. I only get Welkin, Moon, and the Battle Pass.
Up the ante!
Which is a significant amount.
Thunder!
But yeah. I'm certainly no whale.
Up the ante! Thunder! Up the ante! A turning point.
Up the ante! This man cannot say anything else to save his life. I feel like they should have maybe given him a couple more voice lines for that move.
Up the ante!
Because I think it's just Sunder and up the ante, right?
Up the ante!
Which
Turning point in fate!
it loops a little bit,
Teamwork is dreamwork. Think
in case you
can get
couldn't
away?
tell.
Burn! Thunder! 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 Burn! Up the ante! Thunder! Thunder!
There you go, that's my goat. 10k. Nice. Okay. I don't think we actually use the special sword pressure. I don't know how much it actually provides. What did it say? During the you just will continue defeating enemies. You can summon Shadow of the Lionfang Knight for direct. My bad. I probably should have done that. Oh well. Me when I brute force something. Anyway, let's actually do the story now. I think that's all of the like little things to do that they give you. So I'll do that off stream because it's not too much. It's just fun little things to do. And what I think is much more intriguing is the actual story from this. What do we get as a reward? Right. the weapon skin. Gonna be good for Mona, actually. This is not where I want to be. Let me out! I still have to do this new one.
Huh?
Kilos! Hey, Kilos. How's your day been, dude?
We made it! Wow, the whole gang's here! Even Master D-Luke!
It's some delicious chicken in the slow
Jean
cooker.
wanted my input on
Ooh.
everything. Even though I left the Knights, Grandmaster Varka has done a lot for me.
How long was it in the slow
He didn't stop me
cooker?
from leaving back then, or throw any administrative roadblocks my way. So I owe him one.
Well, I was sad to see
Dude,
you
he is
go, but
chillin'.
Your mind was made up. And anyhow, you're an adult. As long as you're
9
prepared to
hours?
follow
Holy
through on your
moly.
choices, who am I to stop you? Heh. And let me tell
Was that
ya,
shit falling off
my
the bone?
rebellious streak was way worse back in the day.
You look pretty tired. Late night yesterday?
Dude,
Yeah,
Varka is
didn't
big
get much sleep
chillin'.
at all. And now my head's killing me. All my terrible memories of being Grandmaster came rushing back at once.
The Grandmaster's wording is somewhat misleading, so allow me to elaborate. We made quick work of our tasks yesterday, much to the Grandmaster's great pleasure.
Ah.
So he hit up his friend Charles for a few drinks.
Uh-oh.
You know how it is. When you're catching up with an old friend, a few drinks turn into a few too many. Am I right?
Ah, so you're just hungover! Ugh, and Paimon was starting to feel bad for you.
Threw it on low and went to work, pulled it apart with some tongs.
I
Good
see.
heavens. Holy moly.
Understood. I just received word from the Knights stationed at the venue that the setup is complete. You can start today's story at any time.
I have a question, actually.
Ask away.
If everyone can experience the story in the bubble, there shouldn't be anything in there that only I can do, right?
Ah, you mean like how only you could have purified Dvalin's tears?
Yeah.
That ability is unique to you. And to be honest, a lot of people might not even know you're capable of something like that. So they might get stuck at that point in the story.
Don't worry, I thought about that. The story told within the bubble has some jumps. I've deleted the parts that might complicate things. The remaining content doesn't require the participant to do much of anything, actually. It should be like watching a play, except you get to walk around as you enjoy the performance.
But we ran into a combat encounter yesterday when that fungus jumped
I can
out
list
at
some
us.
games that are a bit like
We'll
that.
take care of that. Alice and I want this to be an experience even a child can complete without trouble. The parts you're testing today are more stable, so there shouldn't be too many bugs. Of course, when you access the dicier sections, be sure to keep our vision in mind.
Understood.
Speaking of Alice, where is she?
Klee demanded some playtime with her
Aww.
mom. And of course, as far as Alice is concerned, nothing is more important than a request from her daughter.
Yep, that checks out.
Ha ha ha. Well, let's get this show on the road. I'm ready to witness our honorary knight story firsthand.
Dude, my goat. Alright, enter the bubble world. Well, I got gifted 12k Genesis crystals. You don't know why? Ooh.
That's gonna take some getting used to. Why didn't that happen the first time?
I would say be careful with that. Don't use them. Let them sit there for a while. If after a long time they're still there, then you're free to use them. If not, I would be careful because people can refund that. And if you have used it, it will minus your actual, like, current reserves. I've seen some people get like into minus primo gems because of that. They've gone into primo gem debt. They've been there for a while now. How long? It was a Baxter. Getting a mortgage on my Barca. Probably 3 months now. How long can you... I think 120 days is recommended. So yeah, I mean, if the time has passed and you're like, you know, they haven't been refunded in like a couple of months, yeah, go for them. 120, 120k. How many pulls is that actually? Let me calculate that. That's not. There you go. It was the Microsoft Store, not the calculator. 120k. 120k? 12k. I don't know why I said 120. That's 75 pulls. This is random Smurf account, so I don't know what happened to it. That is quite bizarre. Huh. I hope you enjoyed the more or less free 5-star. Give or take.
Looks like we've jumped forward a bit since yesterday. We're at the Favonius Cathedral now.
Wait, is this the bit where we steal... or, borrow the Holy Lyre?
And we're sure we want to expose this little detail?
Yeah, Paimon's not sure about this. Also, why is Tone Deaf Bard the only one here? What about Varka and the others?
You got Varka, so you're happy? Based,
Don't
a
worry.
fellow Varka
I'm sure
enjoyer.
Nicole has it all planned out. See?
I
Here
see
comes
3'd
Felix
him,
now.
so...
Word from the Knights of Favonius is that the Fatui are planning to steal the Holy Lyre der Himmel. Unfortunately, that intel came a little late. A conflict between the two parties is ensuing inside. If the Fatui succeed, we'll miss our chance to borrow the lyre. Come on. Let's go help.
You're
the
setting
Knights.
grass on fire? Yeah. Don't worry. Trust me. Alice will provide a shield, right, guys? That means we're fine. Surely.
What is it?
Oh, so that's how we're explaining this part. Huh, pretty convincing.
It's all thanks to that committed performance from our good friend
Trust.
D-Luke.
Any and all problems Varka has,
the lines, Miss
Nicole will
gave
fix. We just gotta cope.
You need to play along, okay? The cameras are rolling.
Don't worry. Our operation isn't that strict. If there are slip-ups, I'll just delete them later. Feel free to take a relaxed approach.
Wait,
Speak up the devil.
Nicole's voice? Where's it coming from?
Where?
Probably that small bubble.
Where does Nicole's voice ever come from? It's just beamed into our minds, right?
That's right. This is a kind of communication magic. The same one the Knights of Favonius used to get in touch with me earlier. If you get stuck at any point, you can contact me through this magic, and I'll provide a few hints.
How very convenient. I suppose, given how the story is progressing, we don't have to worry about borrowing the Holy Lyre then.
That's right. Obviously, we're not including the stealing part in this version of the story. After all, the Fatui were the ones who ended up with it. Borrowing, stealing, leaving out that detail doesn't change the direction of the story.
Right.
Anyway, the Knights are currently fighting to protect the Holy Lyre. Varka and Jean are already in the underground area. We should head over as well.
This is like getting to read the script before watching the movie.
I wonder what would happen if, this time, we managed to catch the Fatui thief in the act.
That would complicate things. Worst case scenario, we might need to do another take. So if you could refrain from going off script, that would be great.
It's a little passive aggressive.
Okay, okay. Someone's got an axe to grind.
Let's do this. Are we actually gonna have to do it as like us? Or do we get our team for this?
You're just in time. The situation is not looking good at the moment. The Fatui brought much more force than expected.
Yeah, it's turned into quite a mess.
What is going on, bro?
You're not bad, boy. Against the Fatui, though, you'll need to try harder than that.
You ain't messing around, huh?
Whoa!
Take this!
Oh no! If this keeps up, the Holy Liar's gonna be... Oh, sorry. Paimon can't do this. Nicole, shouldn't these people be wearing Fatui costumes at least?
Yeah, do we not have those?
Yeah, it's kinda hard to get in the zone when our opponents look like average guild members.
Let me see here. It looks like magical autoload has been disabled, so the Fatui costumes didn't appear.
Right? Can we enable them?
I'll get that fixed. Just ignore the problem for now and continue with the scene. Remember, this is a tense moment.
Got it. In that case, I'll evacuate the members of the church right away.
All right, thank you. As you see, Traveler, the situation is dire. We need to retrieve the Holy Lyre and get it back to headquarters.
Looks like the Fatui are tied up fighting the Knights. I doubt they have the manpower to spare to deal with us.
Dude, some of them are just dancing.
Means if we rush
They're just
in,
grooving.
we should be able to retrieve the lyre.
I'll see it done.
You all sure are getting into character. Okay then, let's go!
I'm surprised if someone did the wrong UID on the third-party website and got your account. Yeah, that's also not impossible.
If the conflict really had escalated to this point back then... Ugh. Just imagine the cleanup work.
Yeah, good thing it didn't turn out like that. No use thinking about something that didn't happen, right?
When your free time is as precious as mine, it's hard not
Just
to
let me
think
know.
about it.
No, that's... Honestly, I don't mind that.
I couldn't keep up with you after all, Grandmaster. It's like you've gotten even stronger since I last saw you.
Expeditions have a way of doing that to people. Ever consider taking your adventurers out on a long trip?
I think I'll pass.
This is my goat. Sup? Dude, every time somebody does write sup with a question mark,
This place is under Fatui jurisdiction.
it makes me think of that one community bit. Is Klee worth pulling for? No one shall ever return to a banner? Probably never. Is she worth pulling for? That depends. I would say. What are you aiming for with her? Do you like is Klee one of your favorite characters?
I never thought I'd get the chance to spar with the cavalry captain.
Klee is not terrible, especially with the Hexarai buff.
You treat me to a glass of wine after we're done.
However, she's certainly not meta. If you want to go purely for like good characters, I would say don't pull Klee. But if you don't mind and you're fine with investing some time and effort to building her, and maybe trying to get some of her best in slot teammates, then she's not terrible. Oh, but not an OG player. No idea how she plays.
Dare you stay
stand in our way. You'll face our Harbinger's wrath soon enough.
What's going on? Hey, Red! Please, your daughter must always come home. Hope you're doing good, Red. We're just doing the event. But yeah, no, Klee is not horrible, but she's not super good. With the Hexerai buffs, she is... I don't know where she places now, with the Hexerai buffs. Klee build. I never went for Klee. I kind of was tempted back in the day when she released, but I ended up just pulling for somebody else instead. Does water, but with no shielders, she dies all the time. So it looks like, yeah, you'll want to run her with an overload team. Ideally, a Hexerai overload team. Do her explosions hurt herself? If you want to go for a best, set, yes. Because overload does a bit of damage. However, if you want to do that, it's best if you have other characters like Fischl, Chevreuse. Chevreuse is probably the main character you'll want. Also attack animations and stuff. What are the other builds for Klee? What do you run, Red? You can also run her Vape. Mono Pyro works, but that just relies on Shanling. Yeah, from what I'm seeing, the most worthwhile builds for her will be an Overload team. Or maybe a Vape team. The rest doesn't seem too worth it, in my mind. You could probably get away with a Mono team, actually. Shanling, Kazuha, Bennett. Pretty simple characters that most people have as well. Honestly, you could probably replace Kazuha with Sucrose and get the buff, the Hexerai buff as well in that team setup. Made a FTP ult the other day just because you want to play with Varka. Got him at 38 pity, saving for Flynn's and Varka's sig weapon now. Name is Jun. Thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate that. But yeah, I think it's up to you. She's cool. You're probably right. She's likely not going to get many reruns anymore. Run Shanley, Bennett, and the Opera Lady? Oh, Yunjin? That's crazy. That is actually really scuff. What the hell? Yeah, it depends. If you really like her, I'm sure you'll find ways to play her if you don't care about meta. If you do care about meta, though, it's probably a better idea to hold off for somebody else. Would be my tip in that regard. Unless you already have lots of characters that work with her. If you have Durin, then you can go for a Hexerai team without much issue. If you don't, you can probably go for an Overload team without much issue. Which, yeah, that's kind of true. I think they should have trials for chronicled characters. Unfortunately, I never built or played Klee, so I can't give that much advice on that part.
The Holy Liar! There it is! Well, well, well.
Oh no!
It seems our outer diversions were most effective. The knights know
Holy
not that
shit.
the true danger
Fischl.
lurks right beneath their nose.
It's no wonder you're known as the youngest, most capable Electro-Sisson mage in your unit. You can read our enemy like a book.
Free 5-stars because they keep putting Klee in the free ones? Klee's never been a free 5-star. Has she? I don't think we've had like free limited 5 stars in Genshin before. So he's been 4 stars, no? Oh, or standard 5 stars, sorry. If you get Flynn's and Varkasig weapon, you may do a few pulls on a Chronicled Wish banner, waiting to choose your free 5 star until after. Oh, that thing. Oh, is that how it works? I never pull on the Chronicled banner. Yeah, the constellations. You can get a cons on that, but yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, let's see.
No! We're too late!
Put the liar down.
You heard her! Put it down and put him up! Or this is gonna get ugly!
Put it down and put him up is crazy, Paimon.
Why are you the only one with a costume, Fischl?
Why? Because I fashioned this headpiece myself, of course.
Of course she did.
How does it look? I am the spitting image of an Electro-Sisson mage, am I not?
You're not far off.
I suppose I look enough like an Electro-Sisson as I am.
Also true.
Hold on. Trying to distract me with conniving conversation, are you? Ha! You underestimate me. To think I would appear before you without full confidence in my victory.
Oh my god.
Go forth, Oz. Sissons, take care of these pests. The holy Lyre der Himmel belongs to the Fatui.
She's living for this role, isn't she?
Whoa, that was fast. Mage-powered flight is something else.
Fischl is... the Fatus is getting away! After her, quick!
Your acting isn't very convincing, Paimon. It's your ult, so you're not worried? That's fair.
Here, take it away, and don't let them catch you.
Evil Amber.
That's nothing the gliding champion of the Fatui can't handle.
After her. Dude, the Fatui music, but like all goofy. That's so good.
Hey, that goes against gliding regulations.
What does? I'm not going against any regulations. Holy shit.
Tough, aren't ya? Well, let's see how you handle this.
Not the bombs. Ah! I got splattered.
Oh. Paimon thought the Adventurers Guild were the only ones role-playing as Fatui.
Just thought I'd lend him a hand. Fischl didn't have time to make me a cool hat, though.
Amber's over there. Let's get ready to land.
You spent much on your main. Oh, back from ads? Sorry. It's your ult. I see. That's fair. Then go for whatever, you know?
Positions, everyone.
Your freedom to go for whatever. If you like a character, then there's no reason not to pull. You know what I mean?
So this is where the chase
Unless you want to be like super optimal. C6 Klee, let's go. True. I mean, C6 Klee probably is not bad.
what their hideout looked like. It's at least a few times bigger.
Yes. I remember it being much more run down.
Yeah, this is very elaborate looking.
This place has far more structural appeal.
The Lawrence clan lived here for a time, but this doesn't look like their handiwork. And I know for sure it's not the work of the knights.
Holy shit.
Must be a bit of creative license on the part of our dear mages then.
Alice said the original was too run down and didn't fit her.
Is this a joke on the fact that they kind of were disappointed with how
assets from the Golden Apple
how it looked originally.
Alice has always been a go big or go home.
They're making a soft joke on how they would have made it look more intimidating nowadays if they released the game.
Still, our mission remains the same. We're here to get back the Holy Liar.
Yeah, and this time we have a whole bunch of people to help us. Not just you, Luke. Should be a total piece of cake.
True. The literal Grandmaster's here. Maybe for that, my account is clear-coded, and she's the reason you keep playing. Do you have her outfit? Why is Varka here? Why didn't he help us back then? I mean, he was literally away saving the world, or saving Mondstadt, basically. And Nodcry.
Human never doubts what their eyes see or rejects the ground beneath their feet. Both now warn you that this is the end.
I'm not sure how caught you are with the story, Red.
That voice. Is that Mona?
Mona? Oh, you mean Barbarloth's student.
You know about her? But Mona came to Mondstadt after your expedition left.
Well, I had regular contact with the Hexen Circle, so her name came up now and then. The whole thing about her messing up and being too afraid to go back? Yeah, I know that too.
We just care about.
How? No one in the Hexen Circle should know about that.
Oh my god.
Sorry, but I'm pretty sure all the mages know.
What's up, Jade Souls?
I'm afraid so. Oh, except Rhindaughter, I suppose.
At least the Sinner doesn't know.
That's just fine. It's not like the old hag's gonna come find me in Mondstadt to settle the score, right?
Anyway, how do we cross?
I'm not telling.
Jump!
Come on, don't take it out on us.
I'm not. This is unrelated. Besides, I'm playing a Fatus whose job it is to issue riddles. You
I feel
can't
bad
just
for Mona.
ask me for the answer.
Oh, right. Almost forgot about that.
If you want the answer, think back to what I said at the beginning.
Okay. You have a problem. So, TLDR, Varka, before the story started, saw a vision of the future. One where he basically gets to save Mondstadt and beat Valen, but he saw that the flip side of that is that there's a future danger coming for Mondstadt that is building up in Nodcry, and it's like big, scary abyss shit. So he led an expedition to go and deal with that. And that's what he's been doing for the last 5 years, basically. So he abandoned his dream so he could go and save Mondstadt in the long run. And we've now just wrapped that up with the Nodcry main story and his story quest. His personal story quest. And now he's free to come back. That's why he wasn't here previously, and he is here now. As the TLDR. Who's a better choice for Varka, Mona, or Jean? Both of them can kind of work. Mona, as you said, for Hexerai. I'm sure you can cook up a halfway decent team with Mona and Farina down the line. Ironically enough, though, in that same team, you might want Jean for the heals. So either of them works. If you don't have any other... If you don't have any Animo options, because Varka needs an Animo option, Jean can work. Though equally Sucrose is a good choice as well. Certainly if you have... Still trying to get Sucrose. So if you don't have an Animo, who's busy being the real main character, yes, because that's my goat. Look at him. He's beautiful. Is he C3 in this trial? He is. But I guarantee you my stats are better. Yeah, they are. Why has he got so much energy recharge? Enter the hideout. I have...
Mona's riddle was as follows.
Ah.
However, things that are taken to be indisputable are often false. So...
Okay. Aha! I see. Oh. I remember what the shape was. Do I have to go, like... But where am I starting is the question. This way? Not that way. Only other is Lynette. Yeah, and Lynette is not that ideal. Okay, I see. Oh god. As the summer event, that's what this is based off of.